the Interstellar Mecha cook. Hey, fanfic family. So glad to see you here again to continue this incredible adventure. As always, kindly remember, this story is 100% fiction, so don't go looking for dimensional portals in your closet. All rights to this fantastic novel belong to the original author. We're just your humble narrators of epic tales. Are you enjoying the fanfic? Show it by subscribing to our YouTube channel and dropping us a like. And if you're impatient for more exclusive content, our Patreon is your happy place. Chapter 26, Fierce Beauty. After discussing with Lin Yin, the wealthy Lin Miaomiao posted a chef job posting on Star Network. Lin Yin also began contacting former classmates to see if any were looking for work. Since the Lin family restaurant offered good salaries, many applicants were drawn. However, unlike waiters, chefs weren't judged solely on appearance and character. Applicants had to demonstrate their skills. When the first applicant came for an interview, Lin Miaomiao was delighted, thinking she'd have a good time if they hired her. However, the applicant served a dark, bitter plate of chili scrambled eggs, which was even inferior to Lin Yin's. If the first applicant's performance dampened Lin Miaomiao's enthusiasm, the subsequent applicants completely extinguished it. Burnt or half-cooked dishes were bad enough. Some applicants couldn't even tell the difference between seasonings, and just randomly threw the dishes into the pan to stir-fry, and then added some seasonings at random. The smell was so bad that Lin Miaomiao turned pale. After a week of recruiting chefs, Lin Miaomiao didn't recruit anyone, and she felt a little regretful. If she had known that it would be so difficult to recruit a skilled chef, she would not have proposed to open this restaurant. After sending away another applicant, Lin Miaomiao and Lin Yin sat face-to-face in the Lin family restaurant. In order not to affect the business of the store, the interview was scheduled for 9 in the morning, and Uncle Lin, as a partner, was obligated to help with the interview. "Uncle, what do you say I should do if I haven't recruited a chef after my injury heals?" Lin Miaomiao, who was extremely bored, didn't want to pretend to be cool. Lin Yin sighed, "It's so hard to find good chefs these days. I remember our school had quite a few graduates." Lin Miaomiao curled her lips in disdain. "What good is it if we have so many graduates?" Lin Yin himself, for example, graduated as an outstanding student, but his cooking skills were appalling. Of course, for the sake of Lin Yin's pitiful pride, Lin Miaomiao couldn't bring this up as an example. But even if Lin Miaomiao hadn't mentioned it, Lin Yin knew the truth and immediately offered an awkward defense. "It was just an accident. My classmates can't be like me." "That's not necessarily true," Lin Miaomiao muttered softly. She had little faith in the Interstellar Premier Culinary Academy. Lin Yin was about to continue her rebuttal when the communicator in her hand began to emit a series of pleasant ringtones. It turned out to be an incoming call. The video call was connected, and a beautiful woman with big eyes, a high nose bridge, and a small mouth appeared before them. The beautiful woman was very enthusiastic and shouted to Lin Yin as soon as she opened her mouth, "Honey, long time no see. Have you missed me recently?" A hint of gossip flashed across Lin Miaomiao's almond-shaped eyes, and she said maliciously before Lin Yin could speak, "Uncle, when did you find a girlfriend? You didn't even tell us, so second aunt was busy looking for a blind date for you." "Don't talk nonsense." Lin Yin's handsome face flushed. "This is my college classmate. So you started dating in college, Uncle? You are too secretive. Don't you consider us a family?" Lin Miaomiao said with an accusing tone. "I want to hang up the video call with Grandpa. Little ancestor, I beg you, please don't distort the facts here, okay?" Lin Yin wiped the cold sweat from his head. Afraid Lin Miaomiao would continue to talk nonsense, Lin Yin stood up and walked towards the back private room, apologizing to the people on the video chat as he walked. "Sorry, An Yutong, my niece is a little naughty." An Yutong smiled brightly. "It's okay. I don't mind being your girlfriend anyway. By the way, why don't you let me see what your niece looks like?" "You don't mind, but I do," Lin Yin thought to himself. Having a niece who likes to act cool is one thing, but having a tough girlfriend is like killing me. "Student, you're joking. I'm not ambitious enough to be with you," Lin Yin said politely. "By the way, I wonder what you want to talk to me about today." Lin Yin didn't want to dwell on such strange topics with An Yutong, so he tried to change the subject. Fortunately, An Yutong didn't care, and only said gently, "Calling me studentin? It's a bit strange." Okay, Yutong." Lin Yin touched the tip of his nose awkwardly. After all, they'd been classmates for 4 years, so calling each other by name wasn't a big deal. And Yutong's eyes narrowed in a smile, but she didn't forget the main point. Here's the thing, I heard you opened a restaurant and are looking for a chef. Do you think I could fit in? What? Lin Yuquan's eyes widened in surprise. Aren't you working as a sous chef at an interstellar hotel on Langling Star? Unlike Lin Yuquan's repeated setbacks, An Yutong had easily found a good job after graduation. Although it was only sous chef, with experience, a promotion to head chef was just around the corner. It's because the chef there is such a jerk, An Yutong bristled at the mention of him. He's just a chef at a restaurant, and he's trying to imitate the rich and engage in illicit sex. That guy is such a jerk. Someone's trying to elicit sex with you. Lin Yuquan's mouth curled into an O shape in shock. He asked cautiously, is he still alive? That guy couldn't be blind, daring to attack a tough woman like An Yutong, unafraid of being blasted to pieces. The Interstellar First Chef Academy is full of eccentrics, Lin Yuquan being a truly remarkable one, and An Yutong an even more remarkable one. An Yutong, with double S-level mental potential, had been meticulously nurtured by her family from a young age. By the age of 15, she had become a level 4 mecha pilot, possessing her own dedicated level 4 mecha. Furthermore, An Yutong's physical potential reached a single S level, with well-developed motor skills. Having trained in martial arts from her elders since childhood, she could single-handedly challenge a dozen untrained young men at a young age. With such a formidable woman, coupled with the even more formidable An family, Lin Yuquan refused to believe the suggestion that she would suffer a loss. What do you think I am? How could I possibly kill him? An Yutong rolled her eyes at Lin Yuquan, then added nonchalantly, I only broke his hands. Lin Yuquan suddenly felt a sharp toothache. While technology allows a broken hand to heal in a week's hospital stay, the bones in both hands were so shattered that she wouldn't be discharged for at least a year. Haha, Lin Yuquan chuckled, his face half-hearted. That's a real bargain for him, I can't help it. I can't let people accuse our An family of bullying, An Yutong sighed. Lin Yuquan, isn't that really considered excessive self-defense? Forget it, let's not talk about that jerk. An Yutong put on a bright smile again, bringing up the previous incident. Aquan, what do you think of me working as a chef for your family? Not so good. Our family temple is small, it can't accommodate such a large Buddha statue, Lin Yuquan thought. Chapter 27 The drunkard's intentions are not about drinking. Lin Yuquan's reason for not wanting An Yutong to apply for the job at the restaurant was very subtle. The classmate who had always said that his cooking skills were terrible during their freshman year was Miss An Yutong. Although An Yutong later changed her tune, and Lin Yuquan now understood that her cooking skills were beyond redemption, Lin Yuquan still held a grudge. Yes, although Lin Yuquan looked like a gentle and handsome man, he was actually quite petty and vindictive. If his family members directly said that Lin Yuquan's cooking skills were not good, he would only be depressed for a few days at most. But if outsiders said so, he would hold a grudge even if it was true. This was one of the reasons why his classmates later did not dare to say that his cooking skills were not good. So the vindictive Lin Yuquan made up an excuse and sent An Yutong away. Lin Yuquan's perfunctory attitude was obvious. He had thought that as a lady from a wealthy family, An Yutong's inherent pride would make her disdain to dwell on such a trivial matter, and the matter should have just passed. That morning, Lin Miaomiao informed Lin Yuquan that someone was coming for an interview. He'd been interviewing quite a few people over the past few days, but Lin Yuquan hadn't paid much attention. But when the interviewee appeared, he was stunned. It turned out to be An Yutong. Lin Yuquan, excited, immediately asked a nonsensical question, what are you doing here? Of course I'm here for an interview. Didn't I tell you last time I was looking for a job? An Yutong said with a smile. Ah, Quan, you have a terrible memory, Lin Yuquan wanted to say, of course I knew you were looking for a job, but didn't I say no? He hesitated, holding back. After all, they'd been classmates for 4 years, and saying so would hurt their friendship. With your skills, you could be the head chef at the Star Hotel. It's just that our shabby little restaurant can't afford you. Lin Yuquan began to make excuses again. It's okay. I believe this place can become a star-rated hotel, An Yutong said with an overly bright smile, her beautiful face radiating. Such a beautiful and cheerful girl, whose outward appearance betrayed no hint of her ruthless nature, could fool quite a few people, like Lin Miaomiao. Uncle, I think what this young lady said makes a lot of sense. Our goal was to open the Star Hotel, Lin Miaomiao interrupted coldly, immediately setting a trap for her uncle. So that's what you all already had in mind. And Yutong glanced at Lin Yuquan and said meaningfully, "That's fantastic." Uncle Lin said, feeling his toothache again. Every time he saw Yutong, his teeth would ache. It was such bad luck. Lin Miaomiao, of course, saw Lin Yuquan's reluctance, but genuinely curious about his relationship with Yutong, she gave him a mild, if not severe, trick. However, a small trick was the limit. He was her uncle after all, and since he was so reluctant, Lin Miaomiao had to consider his wishes. Whether to keep Yutong depended on first understanding the true reason behind his uncle's reluctance. Asking Lin Yuquan about this obviously wouldn't get him an answer. Lin Miaomiao rolled her eyes and came up with an idea. "Uncle, he's your friend anyway, so his character shouldn't be wrong. You can't help with the cooking assessment, so why don't you go train first? Master Dong will probably be upset with you for taking so many days off training." Master Dong? And Yutong's heart skipped a beat, and she began to wonder what kind of training Lin Yuquan was doing, but she said generously, "Aquan, if you're busy, then go ahead. You don't have to stay to keep me company." Lin Yuquan was speechless. Why did he feel offended by Yutong's casual remark? He hadn't stayed to keep her company. Seeing that Yutong was determined to apply, and his niece seemed to have a good impression of her, Lin Yuquan gave up. He didn't have much time to manage the restaurant anyway, so he decided to just ignore it. Thinking this way, Lin Yuquan calmed down. "Okay, in that case, I'll be leaving first." Lin Yuquan stood up and left gracefully, but Yutong felt a little uncomfortable. Leaving without even saying goodbye was too rude. Never mind. Since the other person didn't care, she didn't want to be so polite. Yutong suppressed her dissatisfaction and smiled brightly again. "Miss Lin, when does the assessment start?" Lin Miaomiao blinked and looked Yutong up and down. She has a nice figure and a beautiful face. She looks good with her uncle." Perhaps it was because of her woman's intuition, Lin Miaomiao could tell that the beauty in front of her had other feelings for her uncle, but her uncle seemed a little slow to react. "There's no rush for the assessment." Lin Miaomiao waved her hand, her tone serious. "Actually, I'd also like to know why you chose our little restaurant." Yutong's eyes flickered, and she was about to speak when Lin Miaomiao interrupted. "Don't give me that excuse just now. Do you think I believe it?" "Of course you don't." Yutong smiled, a smile that only seemed more genuine. She hadn't expected that the careless Lin Yuquan actually had such a shrewd niece. "That's good to know," Lin Miaomiao said, her lips curled slightly. Since the other party was sincere, she couldn't pretend anymore. "So you came here for my uncle." Lin Miaomiao didn't like beating around the bush. She wanted to know the answer, so she simply stated her hypothesis. Yutong smiled, neither admitting nor refuting. This attitude was tacit agreement. Lin Miaomiao raised an eyebrow. It seemed that Yutong would never be able to be the head chef here. What a shame. But while it was a pity, Lin Miaomiao wasn't too upset. Knowing now was better than hiring someone who'd run away later. Lin Yuquan wasn't here, and she didn't think Yutong would stay after she found out. "I'm sorry to disappoint you. My uncle is the owner here, but he doesn't come here often. Missin, you should reconsider," Lin Miaomiao said bluntly. Yutong had been skeptical for a while, but after hearing Lin Miaomiao's words, she fell silent. After pondering for a moment, Yutong remained skeptical. "The training you mentioned just now wasn't about cooking, was it?" This statement was a statement, without the slightest doubt. Lin Miaomiao had a good impression of Yutong, so she didn't hide it. "My uncle realized a while ago that his cooking skills weren't improving. Fortunately, he has great potential in mecha, so he had no choice but to change his career. He must be very sad. An ordinary person with a talent for mecha would never choose to study cooking, but Yutong knew that Lin Yuquan loved cooking more than mecha. Yutong's dream had once been to become an excellent mecha technician, but she ended up secretly applying to a culinary academy. No one knew why, except her. Changing career. Yutong's expression became a little strange. Since she had already acted willfully once, it would be fine to do so again. Besides, this time, she was back on track. Looking up at Lin Miaomiao, who was calmly drinking tea, Yutong smiled slightly. "Can I ask where your uncle is training?" If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 28 Lin Miaomiao, The Uncle's Trick. The interview that day was naturally unsuccessful. Upon learning that Lin Yuquan was diligently training to join the army, An Yutong decided without hesitation to follow him. After years of painstakingly training to become a chef, An Yutong faced the prospect of giving up without a trace of reluctance. For her, cooking was merely a way to be closer to Lin Yuquan, and knowing this path was a dead end, giving up was the right choice. An Yutong sensed Lin Miaomiao's fondness for her and half-concealed her feelings. Knowing there was something interesting to be seen, Lin Miaomiao not only informed An Yutong about Lin Yuquan's training at the Heguang Mecha Club but also helped her apply for a diamond membership at the club, securing it directly under Dong Yu's name. To ensure Lin Yuquan's expedited promotion to level 4 mecha operator, Lin Yuhei assigned Dong Yu to provide one-on-one instruction. This one-on-one instruction involved a separate training ground. Without Lin Miaomiao's assistance, An Yutong would have been unable to approach Lin Yuquan, even if she had become a club member. Lin Yuquan was delighted to learn that An Yutong hadn't been appointed head chef at the Lin family restaurant. He genuinely felt that they had a conflicting aura and that it would be best if they could avoid it. When Lin Yuquan saw An Yutong at the training ground, he knew exactly what was going on and mentally cursed his niece, this idiot. With no way to hide, Lin Yuquan resigned himself to his fate, figuring it would only take a little over 6 months. He could grit his teeth and it would pass. As long as An Yutong didn't deliberately provoke him, it wouldn't be a big deal. However, he still had to show some respect, otherwise, An Yutong, that tough girl, would think he was easy to bully. From that day on, Lin Yuquan imitated his older brother, adopting a stern expression and acting cool and aloof, trying to scare An Yutong off. Unfortunately, An Yutong wasn't someone to be easily intimidated. She wasn't simply outspoken, and her words were often blunt, especially with Lin Yuquan, often forcing him to break down. Lin Yuquan tried everything to scare An Yutong away, but to no avail. He could only count the days in misery, comforting himself with the thought that he would be free once he joined the army next year. Of course, Lin Yuquan didn't realize that Lin Miaomiao had been playing him a trick. She had even revealed to An Yutong the old man's plan for him to join the Suzaku Corps. Inspired by An Yutong's persistence and sincerity, and believing her talent and beauty to be a perfect match for her uncle, Lin Miaomiao didn't want him to miss out on such a beautiful woman, so she decided to give him a helping hand. Of course, the revelation wasn't in vain. Lin Miaomiao wanted to hire a good chef, and since An Yutong refused to stay, she had to continue recruiting. But after so many days of searching, she realized it would be difficult to find someone satisfactory. The Lin family restaurant was relatively small, and while the head chef's salary was high for a restaurant of its size, it was not well received by skilled chefs, while the chefs who did come weren't very skilled. While An Yutong was a bit of a tough guy, he knew so many chefs that it would only take a few minutes for Lin Miaomiao to find one she could satisfy. Thus, Lin Miaomiao, having tricked her uncle, quickly reaps the rewards. Lin Yuquan, who was kept in the dark, was still counting the days in frustration. However, Lin Yuquan wasn't one to be trifled with. Seeing that his niece had hired a chef and was preparing to enjoy a leisurely life, he enlisted her in training under the guise of working together. Stunned, Lin Miaomiao instinctively tried to find an excuse to refuse. "Uncle, I'm still recovering from my injuries and can't work with you." "Let's wait until I'm better," Lin Yuquan refused. "Why not? You can't fly a mech now, but you can still train your physical strength." "No, Feng Jie doesn't have enough experience dealing with difficult customers, and I need to be in charge of the restaurant for a while." Lin Miaomiao quickly found another excuse. "If you don't give him the opportunity to grow, he'll never be able to handle it," Lin Yuquan argued, his argument convincingly. Lin Miaomiao opened her mouth to find an excuse, but growth also requires. Before she could finish her words, Lin Yuquan decisively took out his trump card. "Miaomiao, your uncle is doing this for your own good. You sleep after eating and eat after sleeping at home every day. If you don't exercise enough, you will turn into a pig sooner or later." "I don't sleep after eating and eat after sleeping. I exercise every day." This time it was Lin Miaomiao's turn to refute. Lin Miaomiao firmly refused to admit that she had the possibility of turning into a pig. She ran every morning. "How can you not? Don't you lie down in the star domain cabin after eating?" Lin Yuquan scared his niece seriously. "You lie down after eating every day. What's the point of exercising every morning? What her uncle said was so reasonable that Lin Miaomiao was speechless. However, no matter how reasonable it was, Lin Miaomiao didn't want to be a third wheel with Lin Yuquan, so she started to act like a spoiled brat. I just don't want to go. Uncle, even if you force me, I won't go. Don't want to go. Lin Yuquan raised an eyebrow. I remember you used to be very dedicated to exercise, but you weren't really into the Star Network. Now it's the other way around. Could it be that you've found something fun on the Star Network? The original owner didn't like the Star Network? Lin Miaomiao's heart skipped a beat, but she feigned composure. Uncle, what are you talking about? I don't understand. There are actually many places to pass the time on the Star Network, such as the library. Lin Miaomiao had a hidden agenda, so she panicked after being scammed. To prevent minors from being corrupted, the Star Network stipulates that parents have the right to monitor their children's online activities and friendships. Lin Miaomiao has been spending time in the junior and secondary education building lately. If your parents noticed something was wrong and monitored her activities, they'd be exposed. It's okay if you don't understand. Lin Yuquan noticed Lin Miaomiao's nervousness, but he didn't take it too seriously. A child that age should have little secrets. Anyway, if you don't accompany me to training tomorrow, I'll warn my brother about your recent obsession with the Star Network. Lin Yuquan's words were tinged with threat, leaving Lin Miaomiao with two choices. One, she would accompany him to the club to train, distracting An Yutong. The other, she could ignore Lin Yuquan's threats and resume her leisurely life, leaving him to remind their father to check her Star Network activity. Lin Miaomiao didn't want to choose either option, but she couldn't avoid it. In the end, she tearfully chose to be his partner, thus ruining her plans for tutoring. Although the physical training had been beneficial, she was deeply unhappy about being coerced by her uncle, and naturally, she wanted to make amends. On the first day of her training, Lin Miaomiao successfully lured An Yutong to live with the Lin family, claiming that the N family wasn't on Miroland Star and An Yutong's safety was at risk. Lin Yuquan, the N family's tough girl, is out alone, so the one in danger should be a passerby. Chapter 29. A rare leisurely day. Although Lin Yuquan had entered the military academy, no man wanted to be weak. Even while attending the culinary academy, he insisted on basic physical training. Under Dong Yu's brutal abuse, within less than 3 months, Lin Yuquan's physical fitness had jumped 2 levels from D to C+. He only needed to improve his mental strength so that he could try to pilot a level 4 mecha. Thus, the focus of Lin Yuquan's training shifted entirely to mental training. During these months, Lin Miaomiao was forced to accompany Lin Yuquan in training. Although the training intensity was slightly lower, it was still exhausting, and of course, she also gained a lot. Lin Miaomiao's physical fitness had increased from D+ to C. The original owner's mental strength level was 2 levels higher than his physical fitness level. Although he could operate a level 3 mecha, he only passed the exam to become a level 2 mecha technician. The reason was simple. His physical fitness was too poor to operate a level 3 mecha for long periods of time. No matter how high your mental strength is, it's useless if your physical fitness can't keep up. Card-making students generally have low physical potential, while high mental potential means they're physically weak but possess a strong mental strength. Lin Miaomiao's mental potential was excellent, but her physical potential was only above average. Her father had originally planned to enroll her in the card-making department. Card-making masters were highly sought after in the Interstellar era, given the importance of energy cards to mech pilots. Unfortunately, Lin Miaomiao refused. Even with the popularity of card-making, she still wanted to become a mech pilot, join the military, and fight interstellar pirates. Lin Miaomiao agreed with the original owner's wish. After all, the thought of piloting a mech was so cool, and perhaps she could even travel in one someday. However, after a few months of training, Lin Miaomiao began to lose interest. Being a mech pilot wasn't just a prestigious profession, it was also incredibly tiring and demanding, a level of exertion she'd never experienced before. She wanted to quit, but what could she do? Tears streamed down her face. Despite her thoughts, Lin Miaomiao knew full well that since the original owner had chosen this path, she would definitely continue on, considering it her way to fulfilling the original owner's unfulfilled wish. She thought she was so kind-hearted, even giving up her comfortable life for the original owner's wish. Okay, that was pure nonsense. Before her time travel, the ordinary Lin Yin actually envied those radiant women. She had ordinary looks, ordinary abilities, and a rather miserable family background. After traveling through time and space, She became not only beautiful but also exceptionally capable, becoming the goddess of the university's mecha department. She also had a privileged family background and many relatives, which made her unwilling to return to ordinary life. Keep going, Lin Miaomiao clenched her fist, determined to maintain her goddess-like image and radiance. Lin Yuquan began to diligently cultivate his mental strength. Lin Miaomiao, exhausted, hadn't recovered yet, so she naturally didn't have to attend training. With nearly a month of injury leave, Lin Miaomiao felt so blessed. On the first morning without training, Lin Miaomiao wanted to sleep in, but she still got up early. After her usual run, she returned home and ran into Lin Yuhei, who had come downstairs for breakfast. He had rarely been home lately. "Good morning, Dad," Lin Miaomiao greeted succinctly. Lin Yuhei glanced at his daughter's expressionless face and suddenly felt a headache. His son hadn't copied a stern expression, so how could his daughter have inherited it? "Good morning," Lin Yuhei nodded. "Out for a run again?" "Yeah," Lin Miaomiao hesitated. As a daughter, wouldn't this reaction seem too cold? But the original owner had always interacted with her father this way. Otherwise, she could slowly change. She didn't want to remain aloof. It would be fine with outsiders, but it would affect her family's relationships and even her pocket money. Lin Yuhei wanted to talk more with his daughter, so he tried to find some topics. "Miaomiao, why do you always go out for a run? Didn't I buy you the latest treadmill? People in the interstellar age value health. If they can afford it, they'll buy some exercise equipment, especially treadmills. Every member of the Lin family has one. It's too stuffy at home. Going out for a run gives me some fresh air," Lin Miaomiao replied. Lin Yuhei was a bit surprised. He remembered that Miaomiao rarely left the house except for school. Even during the winter and summer holidays, when she needed to exercise, she preferred to stay home rather than go to a well-equipped mecha club. But it wasn't a big deal, as long as his daughter was happy, that was all that mattered. Putting his surprise aside, Lin Yuhei found himself at a loss for words. He and his daughter had always had little to talk about. After a moment's thought, he could only say dryly, "Let's go have breakfast together." "Okay," Lin Miaomiao nodded hurriedly. Although she wanted to be close to Lin Yuhei, she had no idea how. Perhaps, eating together more often, could foster a father-daughter bond? After breakfast, Lin Yuhei gave his daughter a reluctant glance before heading out to work. Lin Miaomiao returned to her room to log on to StarNet. As soon as she logged onto StarNet, Lin Miaomiao instinctively wanted to head to the secondary education building, but then stopped. She wanted to have a good day off. Studying and exercising, be damned. But shopping wasn't very interesting. Perhaps because life was too hard before she traveled through time, Lin Miaomiao was reluctant to spend money and didn't like shopping, a habit she couldn't break. Summoning the virtual map of the Star Network, Lin Miaomiao prepared to study it carefully to see if there was anything interesting. After a while, she actually found a place that interested her, the Star Network Mech Battle Center. Since she had nothing to do anyway, she decided to go watch a mech competition. Lin Miaomiao happily made the decision. Finding the portal, Lin Miaomiao chose to teleport to the Star Domain Mech Battle Center. Her vision went dark, then quickly brightened again, and she appeared in the lobby of the Star Domain Mech Battle Center. A message quickly popped up in front of her, "Welcome to the Star Domain Mech Battle Center. Are you here to participate or watch?" "Watch," Lin Miaomiao answered without hesitation. She didn't know if the original owner had ever participated in a competition here. Logically, participating in mech battles would help improve the combat capabilities of mechas. Calling up the system dashboard, Lin Miaomiao discovered that her original owner had participated in battles at the battle center, racking up thousands of battles and a 34.6% win rate. Lin Miaomiao sighed. After her injuries healed, she'd have to find time to train here, lest she lacked experience in mecha combat. Until she became proficient, she'd avoid using mechas in front of acquaintances. Overthinking it was pointless, so Lin Miaomiao decided to watch the matches. If she couldn't compete, she'd just watch others fight. There were many players battling, so Lin Miaomiao randomly entered a viewing room for a match. Upon entering, Lin Miaomiao's first impression was the sheer number of people watching. Fortunately, the Star Network's rooms had an automatic expansion feature, expanding with the number of people present, preventing any cramping. The room was bustling with activity, the spectators' blood boiling. Even though they knew the mecha pilots battling on the screen couldn't hear them, they still cheered them on with flushed faces. Chapter 30 Kinkyu people. Come on, Black Bear. Blow his head off. See how he can still be so arrogant. Good job, Overlord. He's even equipped with the latest ion cannons. It would be unfair if he didn't win. Overlord is so awesome. Without all that gear, he would have been dead long ago. He won so many points to trade for gear. It's pointless to be jealous. If you're capable, trade too. Why are you just pretending? The spectators started arguing with each other. Lin Miaomiao tried to retreat into a corner. She wasn't here to watch a quarrel, it was better to stay away. Lin Miaomiao looked up at the screen and saw two mechas, one gold and one black, engaged in a fierce battle amidst the ruins. The gold mech was well equipped, covered in weapons, mostly powerful ion cannons, laser rifles, and even two-handed swords. The black mech, on the other hand, was not so well equipped. It was only equipped with gravity bullets, an alloy one-handed sword, and a steel shield. Its firepower was insufficient. Facing the gold mech's relentless pursuit, the black mech could only nimbly dodge through the ruins, occasionally striking back when it saw an opportunity. After reviewing the system logs, Lin Miaomiao learned that the black mech pilot's name was Black Bear, and the gold mech pilot's was Overlord. Lin Miaomiao arrived at an unfortunate moment, as the battle was nearing its end. The gold mech slashed the black mech's left arm, holding its steel shield. The black mech, seemingly caught off guard, froze in place. Confident of victory, the gold mech abandoned its powerful firearms and swung its two-handed sword, one at the black mech's head and the other at its cockpit. The audience supporting Black Bear screamed, "Get out of the way!" Black Bear, of course, couldn't hear him. He didn't duck, and with his position about to be wiped out, the black mech finally moved. He quickly crouched down, thrusting the steel sword in his right arm upwards at an angle, piercing the gold mech's cockpit, sending it crashing to the ground. The viewing room fell silent. Even Black Bear's supporters hadn't anticipated such an outcome. After a lull, the viewing room erupted in a frenzy of cheers. Black Bear, who had been worried and hopeless, chanted his name non-stop, as if on steroids. As for Overlord's supporters, some had already quietly left the room. The match ended, the screen went black, and the names of the next mech players slowly appeared on the screen. Little Stone vs. Yu Yan. Before the next match even began, the spectators had already been replaced, many of them specifically attending to watch a particular mech player. Lin Miaomiao didn't leave, intending to continue watching, when the system suddenly alerted her to a private message. She clicked on it and saw it was from someone named Kinkyu. Friend, Kinkyu, where are you? A friend. Lin Miaomiao was surprised. She had thought the original owner was so aloof and friendless. After all, it had been months since she'd traveled to this world, and aside from her family and her teacher, Yi Hongwen, no one had contacted her, let alone visited. After a moment's thought, Lin Miaomiao replied, I'm at the Mech Battle Center, friend, Kinkyu, are you participating in the competition? I came to see and cheer you on. Xia Longyu, no, I'm not participating, friend, Kinkyu, it's unscientific that the battle maniac didn't participate in the competition today. The screen in the viewing room lit up again, and two mechas, one blue and one yellow, appeared on the screen. This time the map was Iceberg. The two mechas didn't waste time and opened fire at full power as soon as they started. The audience cheered and started to guess who would win or lose. Lin Miaomiao saw that the two mechas were fighting hard, but she didn't understand it very well, so her attention returned to the private chat channel. The other party's reply was very casual. The original owner should be a friend without a doubt. After thinking about it, Lin Miaomiao decided to reveal some information. It would be so sad to be injured and not even hear a word of comfort from friends. Xia Longyu, I was injured recently and can't operate the mecha for the time being, friend, Kinkyu. Oh, disabled? Broken arm or broken leg? Lin Miaomiao frowned. If you have broken limbs, you can just go to the hospital and get treated for a few days. Only if they are comminuted fractures will you need to recuperate. Can't Kinkyu think better of it? Xia Longyu, I'm sorry to disappoint you. You haven't broken any limbs. You are completely intact, friend, Kinkyu, I see. It seems you are still alive and well. It's just that you have suffered some minor injuries in the spiritual realm, Xia Longyu, haha, the injuries in the spiritual realm are not serious? You must be very worried about my recovery, friend, Kinkyu, angry, How is it possible? My feelings for you are evident to all. Xia Longyu, who do you think I am? Xia Longyu, of course I am just a spectator, friend, King Q. Little guy, you still want to argue with your sister? I will squeeze you to death. Lin Miaomiao looked at the string of ellipses sent by King Q with pride, but felt that she seemed to have overlooked something. Oh, where's the comfort from friends? How come this friend is the one who gloats over other people's misfortunes? Lin Miaomiao was a little sad. It was so uncomfortable to be so aloof that she had no friends. Was it really going to continue like this in the future? Friend, King Q, you silly girl, you actually slandered me like this? Tell me your coordinates and let's PK Xia Longyu, bullying the injured. Is this all you have? Are you still a man, friend, King Q? Strange, why are you so talkative today? Weren't you always quiet before? It's over. Lin Miaomiao, carried away by her success, secretly sighed, this is not good, and began to think about how to cover up her own annoyance. Fortunately, King Q soon sent another message, friend, King Q, no wonder Xiaoran said you were pretending to be aloof. This is your true self. Xia Longyu, that was a close call. Wiping the non-existent sweat from her forehead, Lin Miaomiao began to consider ignoring King Q, but looking at the contact list of 2 or 3 kittens, she hesitated again. Friend, King Q, you silly girl, you're just playing dead now that I've exposed you? Hurry up and send your coordinates, King Q continued to urge her, but Lin Miaomiao hesitated for only a few seconds before decisively sending the viewing room number. Perhaps because the mecha pilots currently fighting were relatively unknown, the viewing room was relatively empty. Lin Miaomiao was quickly grabbed by the collar by a young man with a crew cut and lifted up. Tell me, how did you get hurt? King Q said angrily. It's only been so long since we last met, and this girl is already seriously injured. What a worry. It's easy to get hurt when fighting with a mecha. Lin Miaomiao looked up at the sky. It felt really bad to be off the ground, so she roared, put me down now, you're having so much fun. The spectators stopped watching the big screen and turned to watch a woman being grabbed by the collar. King Q also found it unpleasant. This is not the place to talk, let's go. He let go cleanly, choosing to withdraw, and King Q disappeared in an instant. Lin Miaomiao pouted, you told me to leave, so I left. I don't want to bother with you, it's better to continue watching the game. Friends can be found later. Lin Miaomiao is determined to stay away from bad friends. Friend, King Q, you stupid girl, why don't you get out of here? If you keep dawdling, I'll hack into your school's intranet and announce that you have a crush on a teacher. Lin Miaomiao was embarrassed. He even knew this. Could King Q be the original owner's male best friend? Chapter 31 Teacher Yi is tangled. Yi Hongwen had been feeling rather unhappy the past few days. Every time he went to class, he was surrounded by onlookers, seriously affecting his mood. Learning that the incident was caused by a video posted on the school's internal network, Yi Hongwen went to check it out and discovered he had seen the entire video. He initially wanted to share the full version to clarify matters on Lin Miaomiao's behalf, but felt it unnecessary. In Yi Hongwen's view, no matter which version of the video, it couldn't change the fact that the two women were vying for his affections. The feeling of being targeted was truly agonizing, especially after the principal rejected his resignation letter. Yi Hongwen felt a surge of resentment towards Lin Miaomiao. Frustrated, Yi Hongwen video called the culprit, surprising Lin Miaomiao. The call connected, but Yi Hongwen remained silent for a long time. Lin Miaomiao, helpless, had to speak first. Teacher Yi, what can I do for you? Lin Miaomiao felt that Yi Hongwen disliked her deeply and would never video call her unless necessary. As for the reason for not liking her, is there any need to explain it? Who would like a student who has a cold face but keeps pestering him all day? At least Yi Hongwen doesn't like it. Even the last time Lin Miaomiao forgot to deliver the ordered meal on time, Yi Hongwen didn't bother to send her a video call to hold her accountable. This shows how much Yi Hongwen dislikes Lin Miaomiao. After the video call was connected, Yi Hongwen felt a little regretful. The rejection of his resignation letter had nothing to do with Lin Miaomiao. Even if the reason for his resignation was somewhat related to Lin Miaomiao, it would be difficult for him to come and blame her. But he was unwilling to let the object of his anger go. After hearing what Lin Miaomiao asked, Yi Hongwen thought for a moment and asked dryly, did the Lin's restaurant change chefs in the past 2 months? The dishes are much worse. It's not really right to say it's bad, It's just that it doesn't suit Yi Hongwen's taste. Yi Hongwen originally chose to order takeout because the food in the Lin's restaurant suited his appetite, but he didn't want to have much contact with Lin Miaomiao. Later, the Lin family restaurant changed its chef. Yi Hongwen felt that the food was not so appetizing, but it was better than the school cafeteria after all, so he did not cancel the order. No way, the food made by brother who should taste pretty good. Lin Miaomiao widened her eyes in disbelief. Brother who had been cooking for several months, why did teacher Yi come to him only now? Could it be that he had found a restaurant with better cooking skills and wanted to find an excuse to cancel the order? Lin Miaomiao felt that he had figured it out. It was okay at first, but I got tired of it after eating too much, Yi Hongwen said with a wooden face. He never ordered meals when ordering takeout, and the only condition he had was that there be no chili peppers. When Lin Miaomiao was a chef at the Lin family restaurant, it was fine. He often changed the dishes and was not bound by the menu. After all, the Lin family restaurant did not do takeout business. The only reason they accepted Yi Hongwen's orders was because he was Lin Miaomiao's teacher. Brother who was different. He only cooked dishes that were on the menu, and the restaurant's menu only had a few dozen items, with very few dishes without chili peppers. Yi Hongwen had a picky palate and had been fed up with it for nearly 3 months. A few days ago, Yi Hongwen was planning to switch places and order takeout, but after searching around, the taste and dishes were all pretty much the same. He was even considering just going back to taking nutritional supplements. After impulsively video calling Lin Miaomiao this time, Yi Hongwen couldn't express his frustration, so he brought up the takeout issue as a scapegoat. Is that so? Lin Miaomiao understood. Teacher Yi was tired of eating the same few dishes over and over again. How about I cook from now on? Lin Miaomiao was trying to test Yi Hongwen's intentions, to see if he wanted to cancel the order or just switch up his taste. Is this a pleasant surprise? Yi Hongwen pondered, his expression expressionless as he replied coldly, sure, although Lin Miaomiao used to be annoying, always pestering him with questions, something seemed different after her injury. She hadn't proactively video called him in months, and Yi Hongwen figured she'd given up. This was fine. Yi Hongwen didn't want to cause trouble over his cravings. Then I'll tell brother who that starting with lunch today, I'll still be responsible for teacher Yi's takeout, Lin Miaomiao said. She herself wasn't used to Yi's cooking, so she'd have Yi wash and cut everything before she'd spend a little time cooking it. Making an extra portion for Yi Hongwen wasn't a big deal. Yi Hongwen nodded, understanding. Is there anything else, teacher Yi? Lin Miaomiao asked again, and then ended the video call. Ever since she learned the original owner had a crush on Yi Hongwen, Lin Miaomiao felt uncomfortable talking to him, wishing she'd avoid him whenever they ran into him. It's okay, Yi Hongwen replied, and then he saw a flash of joy in Lin Miaomiao's eyes, and he felt inexplicably unhappy. It was Lin Miaomiao who always loved to find excuses to pester him in the past, and now it was Lin Miaomiao who was happy when she answered a video call and heard him say that everything was okay. What on earth was this Lin Miaomiao thinking? Yi Hongwen was thinking wildly, and his heart suddenly shuddered. What Lin Miaomiao was thinking had nothing to do with him, so how could he be led into such a ditch? I'll hang up first, Yi Hongwen, who was in a bad mood again, said in a colder tone, and added a vicious sentence before hanging up the phone. By the way, the principal asked you to come to the school tomorrow. The video call was disconnected, and Lin Miaomiao stared at the communicator with a dull face. Yi Hongwen was too unreliable. He told her such an important thing as the principal's invitation just now. Even if he had said it right away, it would have been pointless. He couldn't avoid it, so Lin Miaomiao sighed and decided to leave tomorrow's affairs for tomorrow. She checked the time. It was just after 9 in the morning. She had just come out to answer the call after seeing the notification on Star Network. Since it was still early, she decided to continue studying online. Before going online, she had some things to take care of. Lin Miaomiao first video called brother Hu, reassigning her to take care of the takeout, then went downstairs and told Yi to prepare more ingredients for every meal. After she finished her work, Lin Miaomiao was about to resume her online studies when she received another video call from her uncle. Lin Yuquan said, Miaomiao, I'm coming home for lunch. Please prepare some extra food. Since Lin Miaomiao took over the kitchen, the Lin family would always let her know beforehand when they were coming home for dinner, so they wouldn't end up eating only Yi brand food. Ding dong. Lin Yuquan hung up the call before Lin Miaomiao could even say anything. "You bastard uncle, you really treat me like a cook?" Lin Miaomiao glared at the communicator angrily, wishing she could smash it. Not long after, the communicator prompted another video call. Lin Miaomiao thought that her uncle must have come to apologize after realizing his mistake, so she put on a proud face and connected the video call. Unexpectedly, Yi Hongwen's figure came into view again. Yi Hongwen seemed to be stunned for a moment, as if a little confused, but he returned to normal in an instant and said to himself, "Wait outside the principal's office at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning." After a ding-dong, the video call was hung up again. Lin Miaomiao burst into tears. Why is it always like this? She can't even speak? Chapter 32, Weird Things on the Public Flying Car. Even if the principal invited her, Lin Miaomiao would still eat and sleep. It wasn't that she wasn't afraid of the principal, but rather that she believed that if anything bad happened, the principal would definitely ask to see the parents, not the person. After getting up early for exercise, Lin Miaomiao made breakfast as usual. After delivering Yi Hongwen's breakfast to the villa's built-in delivery channel, Lin Miaomiao calmly ate a breakfast. Without her original owner's memories, she was worried about finding the principal's office, so she decided to go to the Maryland Military Academy first to check it out. Interstellar law stipulates that to prevent minors from recklessly driving, running around, or running away from home, driver's licenses are not issued to those under the age of 18. As a minor, Lin Miaomiao didn't have a driver's license, so she had to find a driver or take a public shuttle to go out. The Lin family was busy, so Lin Miaomiao naturally couldn't bother them. However, Yi, as a high-level intelligent robot butler, had a driver's license and could take her to school. Although Yi volunteered to take Miss Miaomiao to school, Lin Miaomiao declined. She wanted to see what the shuttle was like and learn more about the lives of ordinary people in the interstellar world. "This interstellar method is ridiculous," Lin Miaomiao muttered as she left the house. "If you really want to run away, even taking a public shuttle is easy. And there are mechas. With enough energy cards, traveling 1,000 miles a day wouldn't be easy." Of course, Lin Miaomiao didn't know that mechas weren't allowed to be used for transportation except in emergencies, and even mechas couldn't be summoned in public places to avoid confusion and accidental injury. And as for running away on a public shuttle, forget it. The shuttles are fully monitored, and they can be recaptured anywhere. Minors wanting to go farther on an interstellar spaceship? Sure, just hand over your parental consent form and contact number first, or you can't even afford a ticket. The Lin family's home is located in an upscale residential area on Maryland Star, quite far from the Maryland Military Academy. Taking a public shuttle would require transferring buses, but Lin Miaomiao said it didn't matter, as it was still early. After walking for about 10 minutes, Lin Miaomiao found the platform and waited 5 minutes for the number 9 shuttle. The public taxi was several times larger than a family car, with 50 seats. Lin Miaomiao boarded, paid a 10-credit fare, and took a seat near the door. Since it wasn't a holiday, and the area was an upscale residential area, the only other passengers on the taxi besides Lin Miaomiao were a young couple in the last row. The couple, who looked about the same age as Lin Miaomiao and were both stylishly dressed, clung to one seat and made out, oblivious to the other passengers. "What a decadent world," Lin Miaomiao lamented, her gaze fixed on the voluptuous female driver. The advantage of a taxi being hands-free was obvious. The driver simply clicked the next stop button, and everything was fine. Meanwhile, the female driver sat with her legs crossed, munching on sunflower seeds. "Would you like some sunflower seeds?" the driver, seemingly unperturbed by Lin Miaomiao's gaze, asked, somewhat awkwardly. "Oh, no, I have my own," Lin Miaomiao said, slowly withdrawing her gaze and pulling out a bag of spiced sunflower seeds from her backpack. Although there was a space button, showing off one's wealth when out and about was dangerous, so Lin Miaomiao came out with a small bag containing only a few packets of snacks for show. The female driver's eyes lit up. "Fulin's 5-spice sunflower seeds? This brand of sunflower seeds tastes great, and you won't get a sore throat no matter how much you eat." "Yeah," Lin Miaomiao nodded in agreement, reaching out to pass the sunflower seeds to the female driver. "Since you like them too, let's eat them together." The female driver knew that the passengers in this area all had good family conditions, so she didn't hesitate. She put away her own sunflower seeds and grabbed a handful from Lin Miaomiao's bag to eat. The two of them cracked melon seeds in silence for a while, and the female driver praised, Fulin's melon seeds are still so delicious, but it's a pity that they are a little expensive. A small bag costs 200 credit points. I can only buy a bag occasionally to satisfy my craving. Yeah, I never get tired of eating it, Lin Miaomiao said cheerfully with a deadpan expression. My family Yi always buys me this brand. I didn't know it was so expensive. Female driver, this must be showing off wealth. Rich people are so annoying. Sob. The two foodies started chatting with the melon seeds, until shut up, it's just wrapping melon seeds, it's worth you discussing here for so long, don't you know you will disturb others? You two gossips. The speaker was the boy in the young couple. The female driver, with a temper as fiery as her figure, immediately rolled her eyes and retorted, what are you talking about? You're being affectionate on a public shuttle, and you're right. If you find it noisy, just take a private shuttle. Be affectionate however you want. It's shameful to do it on a public shuttle. Lin Miaomiao remained silent, only nodding her head in agreement with a stern expression. What did you say? The boy pushed the girl off his lap, stood up with a sullen face, rolled up his sleeves, and walked forward. I'm happy to take a public shuttle. I'm happy to be intimate on a public shuttle. So what? With that kind of service attitude, I'll beat you up. She was so arrogant that she wanted to beat someone up over a disagreement. Lin Miaomiao glanced at the female driver worriedly, but found that her face didn't show any fear, but rather a hint of eagerness. The female driver leaped from her seat with a whoosh, yanking Lin Miaomiao to her feet and pushing her into a corner, then positioned herself in front. We have surveillance cameras here, don't mess around, or I'll call the police. The girl then called out delicately, Qing, don't be impulsive. Have you forgotten we have important matters to attend to today? We can't waste time here, the boy, without even turning, said, don't worry about it. It won't take long to teach them a lesson. Lin Miaomiao thought to herself, feeling deflated and immediately annoyed. Even before her time travel, she wasn't a weakling. Unhappy, Lin Miaomiao pushed aside the female driver and launched a vicious kick at the threatening boy, landing squarely on his right knee. Ouch! The boy cried out in pain, instinctively clutching his injured knee. Ah Qing, the girl in the back seat said, her voice distorted with shock. She stood up and ran over. Let me see if he's seriously injured. The boy waved away the girl's outstretched hand, his face twisted as he yelled, go away. Don't touch me. Lin Miaomiao was confused. Was he just kicked? Was he crying so miserably? No one could answer Lin Miaomiao's question, because a fight soon broke out. It wasn't between Lin Miaomiao and the injured boy, but between the female driver and the girl with a delicate face. The girl wanted to examine the boy's wound but was refused. Furious, she punched the culprit, Lin Miaomiao. Lin Miaomiao was so absorbed in a serious matter that she didn't even try to dodge. The female driver quickly blocked the blow for her, and the two began fighting. Chapter 33 The Little Flowers Who Ran Away from Kindergarten. The saying, don't judge a person by their appearance, proved true. The sturdy boy, kicked by Lin Miaomiao, was still clutching his leg and crying in pain, while the delicate girl, with a ferocious expression, wrestled with the female driver, scratching her face and pulling her hair, appearing quite skilled. Should she go to help or continue beating the squeamish young man? Lin Miaomiao hesitated for a second before decisively deciding to continue beating the boy. After all, the female driver was holding her ground. Lin Miaomiao clenched her fists, ready to strike, when the bus arrived at its stop. With a creaking sound, the bus came to a steady stop, its doors automatically opening. 3 adorable 5-year-olds stood stunned outside. Lin Miaomiao silently unclenched her fists. In front of these flowers of the Commonwealth, Lin Miaomiao didn't want to appear too aggressive. The two grappling partners clearly shared the same thought. Upon noticing the 3 small flowers standing at the bus door, they separated in a flash. The female driver's expression changed rapidly, and she greeted the little flowers with a smile on her face. Little ones, do you want to ride? Hurry up and get in. The girl snorted and helped the still wailing boy back to the back seat. Her voice was no longer delicate. Ah Qing, shut up. You were just kicked and you've been crying for so long, but it really hurts. The boy named Ah Qing sobbed. My knee must have been kicked to pieces. Girl, Lin Miaomiao's mouth twitched. She didn't use much force at all, okay? Besides, people's knees are not tofu. How can they be kicked so easily? The 3 little flowers got on the bus and quietly squeezed into the row of seats behind Lin Miaomiao. The 2 ants who had just fought were too fierce. It was better to stay away from them. The bus started up again. The female driver pressed the next stop button and began to straighten her wrinkled clothes and comb her tangled hair in the mirror. Lin Miaomiao rummaged in her small backpack and pulled out a mini wooden comb, waving it at the female driver. "Do you want it? It's so small, it's hard to use," the female driver frowned. "Having it was good enough, but you thought it was too small." Lin Miaomiao decided not to lend it. Forget it, the mini wooden comb was put away, but the female driver regretted it. "Lend it to me, it's a comb after all." Lin Miaomiao rolled her eyes, fished out the small comb again, and threw it to the female driver in a sullen manner. The female driver's hair was originally tied up, but after the fight, it had been ripped into a mess. No matter how she tried to fix it, she simply took it off, let it hang down, and used the small comb to comb it out bit by bit. In the last row of seats, Aquing was still sobbing, but the delicate girl was getting impatient with her attempts at comfort. "That's enough. You're still crying over a minor injury. Are you even a man? You said you've learned ancient martial arts for years, but you're still a martial artist." Aquing's tears were still welling up in his eyes, but he didn't dare cry. "Xiao Lian, don't be angry." "I won't cry anymore," Xiao Lian said angrily. "This is the last time. If you do this again, we'll break up." "Do you hear me?" "I hear you." Aquing shrank back in fear. "That's better." Xiao Lian glanced at Aquing. "Sit up straight." "What are you doing so timid?" Aquing quickly straightened his back and sat up straight. Xiao Lian nodded, and then let him go. His girlfriend's barrage of words stopped, and Aquing breathed a sigh of relief. Then, remembering that the person who kicked him was still sitting safely in the front seat, he suddenly felt unwilling. "Xiao Lian," Aquing shifted, cautiously approaching his girlfriend. "Those two guys up front bullied us like this, are we just going to let it go?" Xiao Lian pushed his approaching face away with disdain. "What else can we do?" "But I got kicked," Aquing said anxiously. "I got hit," Xiao Lian said impatiently. "It was just a kick. You cried so hard just now, and you have the nerve to tell others about it?" "I'm too embarrassed to." Aquing blushed and tried to persuade them again, but the female driver, who had been listening to the whole thing, burst out laughing. Lin Miaomiao, forcing herself to keep a straight face, laughed wildly inwardly. "What are you laughing at? You hit people and you think you're right," Aquing said, like a cat whose tail had been stepped on, his fur instantly standing up, and he jumped up again in shock. The three little flowers sitting behind Lin Miaomiao were frightened, their faces pale. They huddled together in a trembling huddle. Lin Miaomiao noticed this and quickly turned to comfort them. "Don't be afraid, he wouldn't dare hit you." The three little flowers were young, and comforting them wasn't easy, especially since Lin Miaomiao was a stranger to them. After a moment's thought, Lin Miaomiao pulled out a variety of snacks from her small bag. With a thud, Xiao Lian slapped Aquing back into her seat. "Useless thing, just sit still. You can only scare a child." Aquing sat there, aggrieved, not daring to move. Meanwhile, the three little flowers had regained their composure under Lin Miaomiao's barrage of snacks. Lin Miaomiao, casting aside her usual aloof demeanor, smiled and fed the little flowers snacks, chatting quietly with them. Children, no matter the era, are always innocent. It wasn't long before the little flowers revealed their names and the purpose of their outing. "We want to go see Teacher Wang. We heard she fell from the upstairs and got hurt," said Jingjing, who had many small braids on her head and was wearing a pink princess dress. "Then why didn't an adult accompany you?" Lin Miaomiao asked. "Those adults are so annoying. They actually said that children should go to the hospital less often," frowned Nin, who was wearing a small suit and a small bow tie. Lin Miaomiao was silent. From what she heard, could it be that these three little guys ran away from home? She asked tentatively, but got a negative answer. "Of course not running away from home. Our family is not together." "How can we get together if we run away from home?" Jingjing said arrogantly with a "you are so stupid" expression on her face. "We ran away from the kindergarten." The so-called running away from the kindergarten means running away from the kindergarten. When asked for their parents' contact information, the little flowers were all alert. "Sister, do you want to tell on me?" Lin Miaomiao sighed. "Kids nowadays are really too smart." After sighing, Lin Miaomiao became depressed again. Since she had encountered these flowers that had run away from the garden, she couldn't just leave them alone. You know, there are still a lot of bad people nowadays. However, what should she do if the principal summoned her? Lin Miaomiao was conflicted. Lin Miaomiao sent a text message to Yi Hongwen, informing him of the situation here and asking if he could talk to the principal to change the meeting time to the afternoon. After a long time, Yi Hongwen replied, "Okay, change it to 3 o'clock in the afternoon." Which stop are the 3 children going to get off? Lin Miaomiao actually asked this question. Although she didn't know why Yi Hongwen wanted to know, she still answered truthfully. Yi Hongwen didn't reply after that, and Lin Miaomiao didn't care. She continued to chat with the flowers and persuaded them to take her with them as a bodyguard when they went to the hospital. Chapter 34, Flower Guardian. Arriving at the Samloma hospital stop the girls had mentioned, Lin Miaomiao exchanged numbers with a female driver before getting off the bus. It was then that she learned her name was Jiang Lan. Jiang Lan said, "It's a shame I have to drive, otherwise I would have accompanied you to the hospital." A preteen girl with 3 adorable children was a dangerous combination. "It's okay, Sister Jiang, don't worry." Lin Miaomiao smiled at her and followed the girls off the bus. As she stepped out, she froze. Teacher Yi, Jiang Lan, upon hearing Lin Miaomiao's call, looked out and saw a young man in a blue military uniform on the platform. His face was handsome but frosty. Lin Miaomiao, who had just gotten off the bus, stood before him with his head drooping. "Miaomiao, do you know him?" Jiang Lan asked worriedly. "Yes," Lin Miaomiao nodded randomly. "My teacher." Jiang Lan felt her worries were in vain after seeing a protector arrive. "Then I'll be leaving first." "Goodbye, Miaomiao," Lin Miaomiao replied. "Goodbye, Sister Jiang." After seeing Jiang Lan off, Lin Miaomiao looked anxiously at the cold Yi Hongwen, unsure why he was there. "Lin Miaomiao, you're quite courageous," Yi Hongwen said, his words icy. "You dare to parade through the streets alone with a few children when you can't even use your mecha. The more advanced technology becomes, the more distorted human nature becomes. Even with cameras and surveillance cameras everywhere, it still can't stop the increasingly rampant criminals, especially human traffickers." Yi Hongwen was shocked when he received Lin Miaomiao's text message. In such a situation, if she didn't contact the parents or the police, what would happen if something went wrong? And that female driver, she didn't even offer any comfort despite her concerns. Lin Miaomiao was young and inconsiderate. How could she not know this even at her age? Isn't it forbidden to drive mechas on the street? Lin Miaomiao felt a little guilty. Human traffickers are afraid of breaking the law, Yi Hongwen sneered. What Teacher Yi said made a lot of sense, and Lin Miaomiao was speechless. Yi Hongwen's aura was too strong. As soon as he appeared, he kept blowing air conditioning. As expected, the 3 flowers huddled together again. Lin Miaomiao was very tempted to squeeze with him. Fortunately, Yi Hongwen also realized that he had scared the little flowers. He restrained his momentum and took out a black extended version of the luxury flying car from the space button. "Take them in the car," Yi Hongwen said in a deep voice. "The platform is still some distance from the hospital." Lin Miaomiao obediently took the little flowers to the back seat. After the car started, Yi Hongwen leaned back in the driver's seat without saying a word. The new uncle was too scary. The 3 little flowers sat obediently and dared not move. The flying car was terribly quiet. Lin Miaomiao stole a few glances at Yi Hongwen, wanting to say something to break the oppressive feeling, but ultimately remained silent due to Yi Hongwen's reserved demeanor. "He's only a little better than me, and now he's a teacher, yet he acts so arrogantly, scaring the little girls." Lin Miaomiao couldn't help but grumble. Within minutes, they arrived at St. Lo Hospital. Lin Miaomiao, who had been muttering bad things about Yi Hongwen, now felt grateful. "Thank you, Teacher Yi, it's a good thing you came. Otherwise, I don't know how long it would have taken to walk with him." Yi Hongwen glanced at Lin Miaomiao calmly. The girl, now shorn of her icy expression, seemed much more agreeable. Still, he remained silent, simply putting away his scooter and heading straight for the hospital gates. "Why are you so arrogant?" Lin Miaomiao wrinkled her nose and muttered in dissatisfaction. Despite her complaints, Lin Miaomiao remembered the little girl's reason for coming to the hospital and hurriedly ushered them in. This was Lin Miaomiao's second time in the hospital since her time travel. Interstellar people rarely get sick, and even minor ailments are usually minor, easily treated with a small home therapy device. Therefore, those who come to the hospital are generally seriously ill. Compared to the Maryland Military Academy affiliated hospital, where Lin Miaomiao was injured, St. Lo Hospital was noticeably smaller, but the building was quite elegantly built. Its exterior walls were painted a pale yellow, and its roof was domed, adorned with a vibrant Federation flag. Entering with the little flowers, Lin Miaomiao immediately spotted the registration desk and the front desk. The registration desk was staffed by a robot, while the front desk was manned by a beautiful woman in her 30s, wearing a pink nurse uniform. Yi Hongwen, sternly questioning something, strode over when he saw Lin Miaomiao and the others enter. Go to room 1205 on the 12th floor. What for? Lin Miaomiao asked innocently. Yi Hongwen frowned, but remained silent. Wasn't this a question he already knew the answer for? Lin Miaomiao finally understood. I'm just curious how you knew which ward their teacher was in. I just asked, Yi Hongwen said, unwilling to elaborate. Take them up there. Their parents will be here to pick them up soon. How had even the parents been notified? Yi Hongwen was truly resourceful. Lin Miaomiao sighed and walked towards the elevator with the three little flowers. While waiting for the elevator, she looked around. Hospitals these days are truly wealthy. The nearly 200 square meter space only houses the registration desk, the front desk, and 3 elevators. Everything else is deserted. Corridors led to the back on either side. Lin Miaomiao casually glanced around and felt a chill run down her spine. The corridor near the elevator was fine, with signs reading pharmacy and restaurant, but the sign on the opposite corridor read mortuary. Should a mortuary be in the basement? The elevator descended, and Lin Miaomiao, with a wry face, entered with the 3 little flowers. But when she pressed the floor button, she realized something was wrong. Where had Yi Hongwen gone? Holding the pause button and looking outside the elevator, Lin Miaomiao spotted Yi Hongwen sitting on a row of chairs on the corridor leading to the morgue, apparently not intending to follow them up. Yi Hongwen had been worried about them getting into trouble on the way, but now that they were in the hospital, their safety was no longer a concern, and he couldn't be bothered to worry about anything else. The elevator slowly ascended, and Lin Miaomiao ushered the 3 flowers out. She finally breathed a sigh of relief after escorting them to the ward. Now it was time to wait for their parents to pick them up. Teacher Wang was delighted that the 3 flowers had come to visit, but when she learned they had snuck out of the kindergarten, she became angry again. There are so many teachers in the kindergarten, how could a few children have snuck out? What if something happened? Seeing that the parents hadn't arrived yet, Lin Miaomiao, worried that an injured teacher Wang wouldn't be able to care for the 3 children, opened her communicator and sent Yi Hongwen a text message, asking him to go back and not wait. Yi Hongwen, resting in the first-floor lobby, received the text but didn't reply. He thought impatiently, those parents are so slow. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 35 Free Cook. When the parents arrived, the 3 lively little flowers were immediately in trouble. Not only were they scolded, but they also received a severe beating. The enthusiastic Lin Miaomiao received the little flowers' distress signal, but instead of rushing to the rescue, she gloated over their misfortune, saying, "Little brats need to be disciplined." The ward was in chaos with lectures, spankings, and children crying. Even the injured teacher, Mr. Wang, was busy pleading for the little flowers, and Lin Miaomiao was completely forgotten. Lin Miaomiao had originally wanted to say goodbye to the little flowers, but after waiting for a quarter of an hour, the parents were still busy scolding them. It was not easy to interrupt them, so she decided to leave quietly. After scolding their children, the parents finally remembered the kind-hearted people who brought their children to the hospital, and then they realized that they were gone. Lin Miaomiao leisurely walked out of the hospital, preparing to catch the bus at the platform, when she saw Yi Hongwen standing nearby. She was immediately surprised. "Why is Teacher Yi still here?" Yi Hongwen didn't answer, but instead asked, "The parents have been upstairs for so long, why are you just coming down?" Lin Miaomiao rubbed her nose awkwardly, enjoying the show. It was actually quite lively to see parents scolding their naughty children. Seeing that Lin Miaomiao had no intention of answering, Yi Hongwen didn't bother to ask further questions. He released the flying car from the space button and prepared to return to school. Lin Miaomiao checked the time. It was almost 11 o'clock. Should she go to the cafeteria to eat, or go back to her residence to cook for herself? Because she didn't like living with others, and most of the Lin family's children happened to attend this school, Lin Yuhei had bought a small villa here. Lin Xianhao fainted in the bathroom, crying, "If you're biased, just say so. Why are you using this excuse? Why didn't he ask to buy it when he was studying here before?" Thinking of the free driver in the driver's seat, Lin Miaomiao decided to go back to the villa and cook for herself. After all, they had ordered a meal, so wouldn't they have to pay if they didn't? However, there were no insulated boxes for takeout. After a moment's thought, Lin Miaomiao broke the silence. "Teacher Yi, come to my place for lunch today." "I didn't bring a thermos." "Yeah," Yi Hongwen replied coldly. Saying a few more words would kill me, Lin Miaomiao pouted unhappily, temporarily ignoring the fact that she was also putting on a cold mask. Unhappy, Lin Miaomiao left Yi Hongwen in the living room and went into the kitchen to get busy. If she were alone, Lin Miaomiao would probably just make a bowl of noodles, but with an old man here, a picky one at that, Lin Miaomiao had no choice but to make things a little more difficult. After not being there for a few months, there weren't many ingredients left in the refrigerator, so Lin Miaomiao prepared two simple dishes, a steamed pork ribs with rice flour and a stewed beef with potatoes. Thank goodness the refrigerator is so powerful, otherwise these ingredients would have gone bad long ago, Lin Miaomiao muttered as she washed the ribs. Marinate the cleaned ribs with soy sauce, cooking wine, salt and minced ginger, then start washing the potatoes and beef. After castrating the ribs for a while, mix them with rice flour and steam them in a pot. After cutting the potatoes and beef into pieces, Lin Miaomiao started to think about whether to make a spicy dish, as she didn't like bland food. After thinking for 3 seconds, Lin Miaomiao decisively decided to make another boiled fish. Even if Yi Hongwen couldn't eat it, she could finish it by herself. Without the robot's help, she had to wash and cut the vegetables herself. It took Lin Miaomiao more than an hour to make 3 dishes, and it was already 12:30 when all the dishes were out of the pot. This small villa did not have a separate dining room, and the dining table was directly in the corner of the living room. The dishes arrived, and Mr. Yu leisurely took his seat. He said coldly, "You're so slow, Lin Miaomiao, I really want to flip the table, what can I do?" The pleasant lunch began. Lin Miaomiao patiently filled Yi Hongwen's bowl with rice before sitting down. Perhaps because he was hungry, or perhaps because the dishes were so appetizing, Yi Hongwen ate very quickly. Lin Miaomiao had only taken a few bites of potatoes when most of the dishes on the table were gone, even the boiled fish. In the end, 2/3 of the dishes and 3 bowls of rice had gone to Yi Hongwen's stomach. Lin Miaomiao was stunned. "Don't you like spicy food?" Yi Hongwen glanced at her and said, "Your stomach is better." Lin Miaomiao understood. No wonder he didn't hesitate to pick up his chopsticks. After clearing the table and throwing the dishes into the automatic dishwasher, Lin Miaomiao secretly considered going upstairs for a break. Teacher Yi had said he wouldn't go to the principal's office until 3 p.m. After tidying up the kitchen, Lin Miaomiao was about to go back to her room to rest when she saw Yi Hongwen still sitting at the dining table. She was instantly embarrassed. Why hadn't he left yet? Seeing Lin Miaomiao come out, Yi Hongwen said with the air of a host, "Come and sit down." Whose house was this, anyway? Lin Miaomiao didn't know whether to laugh or cry. She didn't know why, but she had a bad feeling. It was important to take the initiative. After pondering, Lin Miaomiao sat down across from Yi Hongwen and asked calmly, "Teacher Yi, is there anything else you know about the video on the campus network?" "Right." Yi Hongwen's eyes flashed with an unidentified, sinister light. The question was nonsensical, but Lin Miaomiao understood it, her face stiffening. Yes, Lin Miaomiao had also sent Yi Hongwen a full version of the video, and Yi Hongwen had never contacted her. It was unclear why he brought it up now. Before the video was made public, it didn't affect me much. But now it's been exposed, Yi Hongwen said, his meaning clear. He was affected. It turns out that although Yi Hongwen has a cold personality, he is not as aloof and friendless as Lin Miaomiao. After the video was exposed, his relatives and friends came to video chat to inquire about the situation, which made him very unhappy. This time, the principal wanted to meet with Lin Miaomiao and him, which might be related to the video. Yi Hongwen was extremely upset and decided to find the culprit to collect some interest. Ji Ziyan had been persuaded to drop out, so Yi Hongwen had to find another way to cause trouble. As for Lin Miaomiao, he originally wanted to give her a minor punishment such as failing the course, But now he has a new idea. Lin Miaomiao naturally didn't know what he was thinking, and could only say dryly, "Sorry, I didn't mean it." "Apologies mean nothing to me," Yi Hongwen said unmoved. "Then how does teacher you want to solve this?" Lin Miaomiao glared at Yi Hongwen with a deep hatred. Could this man want to ask her for compensation? "The robot's cooking skills are too poor, and I still need a cook," Yi Hongwen confirmed Lin Miaomiao's guess, and emphasized, "It's free. Nutrients are convenient and easy to absorb, but they cannot be used all the time, otherwise the stomach will gradually weaken and degenerate. Perhaps, it would be a good idea to find a free long-term cook. Are all teachers so poor nowadays that they actually take the opportunity to blackmail?" Lin Miaomiao was shocked. Lin Miaomiao's thoughts were too obvious, and Yi Hongwen easily saw through her thoughts, so he frowned and added, "I'll pay for the ingredients." Yi Hongwen really didn't lack money for food. He just thought that ordering takeout was not a long-term solution. If she didn't want to cook for him one day, she might find someone else to do it, or simply cancel the order. He still had to stay on Milwalangsing for a while, and he didn't want to bother about eating again. "I was in a hurry when copying, and I didn't notice the copying error. Thanks to Qing Yu Sheng Fengu Tong Shou for reminding me." Chapter 36 Ji Ziyan's Comeback. At 2:30 p.m., Lin Miaomiao listlessly followed Yi Hongwen out the door, their destination, the principal's office. The principal of Milulan First Military Academy was Feng Dongqing, a man who always wore silver-rimmed glasses and a dark gray suit. He was in his 30s and looked quite refined, his only flaw perhaps being his thinning hair, which sometimes even had patches of baldness. Feng Dongqing sat at a large, beige desk, a mess of documents piled on it. He pulled at his hair as he read through it. It was no wonder he was balding. Lin Miaomiao found herself amused. Seeing Yi Hongwen enter, Feng Dongqing felt as if she had found a savior. "Hongwen, you're finally here." Facing the principal's enthusiasm, Yi Hongwen asked indifferently, "What did you ask me to do?" "No big deal." The principal rubbed his hands cheerfully. Turning to look at Lin Miaomiao, his face stern, "Are you Lin Miaomiao?" Lin Miaomiao was very well known at the Milulan First Military Academy. She had appeared on the school's internal network a few days ago, so even the busy principal knew her. "Hello, principal," Lin Miaomiao greeted expressionlessly. Feng Dongqing was a little dissatisfied. This attitude was too perfunctory. After all, he was the principal. As a student, shouldn't he be respectful to him? Was he just relying on the Lin family's influence to look down on others? It had to be said that this was a huge misunderstanding. After being forced into becoming Yi Hongwen's free cook, Lin Miaomiao was deeply upset, a feeling she still hasn't fully recovered from. Furthermore, the original owner was known throughout the school for her aloofness, and she was simply copying him, lest she run into someone she knew expose her identity. Fortunately, while Feng Dongqing was displeased, he didn't intend to dwell on it. There were priorities, and today was business. Without further ado, Feng Dongqing invited the two to sit down, cleared his throat, and got straight to the point. "Student Lin, you should be familiar with a video about you on the school website." "Another video?" Lin Miaomiao was irritated. Ji Yanran was definitely her nemesis, and months had passed, yet there was still a sequel. "I posted the full video. I wasn't the one stirring up trouble," Lin Miaomiao said dryly. "We already know what happened. We all know who was right and who was wrong." "You don't need to explain," Feng Dongqing said. Lin Miaomiao was puzzled. "If you're not pursuing this, then why are you looking for me?" "Well," Feng Dongqing sighed. 2 days ago, Ji Shiji came to see me. He said that Lin's injury is almost healed, and Ji Ziyan has admitted her mistake. He hopes the school will show mercy and rescind its previous decision. Ji Shiji, the current head of the Ji family, is a treacherous and cunning man, never seeking anything without profit. Does he want Ji Ziyan to return to school? Yi Hongwen said with a hint of displeasure. When did Ji Shiji become so concerned about the side branches? I don't know, Feng Dongqing said with a wry smile. If we accept back the student we persuaded to withdraw, our school's reputation will be ruined. Just refuse, Yi Hongwen said unfazed. The Ji family's status on the planet Milulan is not even comparable to that of the Lin family. If Milulan's first military academy couldn't even afford to defend the Ji family, it would be on the verge of bankruptcy. I heard that Marshal Jiang's youngest son, Jiang Heibo, is now living with Ji Ziyan, Feng Dongqing said with a hint of frustration. If it were just a Ji family, he wouldn't be so bothered. Yi Hongwen raised an eyebrow. If that was the case, this would be a very difficult matter. Ji Ziyan might even have to return to the Milulan First Military Academy. Zhang Hebo wasn't one to be unreasonable. Why is Zhang Hebo living in Ji Yanran's house? Are they related? Lin Miaomiao asked, puzzled. I heard Ji Yanran suffered a severe mental injury 2 months ago and is having trouble recovering. Yi Hongwen froze, a rare look of embarrassment on his face. He really couldn't explain this to Lin Miaomiao. Could he just tell her, Zhang Hebo is a womanizer and has set his sights on Ji Ziyan? Waiting for an answer, Lin Miaomiao couldn't help but grumble. Was this question really that difficult to answer? In the end, Feng Dongqing smoothed things over. Student Lin is still young, so it's better for him to know less about these things. If you really want to know, you can look for the answers in the star search. Now, let's get down to business. Ji Ziyan's return is a foregone conclusion. There's no point in saying more, Yi Hongwen said sarcastically. We still have to give Zhang Hebo face. Yi Hongwen had dealt with Zhang Hebo many times before and knew him well. As long as he was interested in Ji Ziyan, he would definitely stand up for her. However, as Lin Miaomiao said, Ji Ziyan's mental state is difficult to recover. She must have other motives for returning to school this time, such as revenge. Yi Hongwen was thinking about exactly what Feng Dongqing was worried about. School is a place for learning. What if it were to be messed up? Since the principal knows all this, he must have a plan to deal with it. Yi Hongwen suddenly interrupted Feng Dongqing's melancholy thoughts. Feng Dongqing has been able to sit in the position of principal for so many years, so it is impossible that he does not have some tricks. Even if he faced Zhang Hebo, he probably did not suffer too much loss. Well, Feng Dongqing touched his head awkwardly. Why is the young man so smart? Just say it, don't waste time. Yi Hongwen glared at Feng Dongqing coldly. Sensing Yi Hongwen's impatience, Feng Dongqing tactfully told him his real purpose. It turned out that Feng Dongqing agreed to let Ji Ziyan return to school, but on the grounds that Ji Ziyan's spiritual realm was damaged and difficult to recover, he transferred Ji Ziyan to the music department, and reached an agreement with Zhang Hebo that no matter what Ji Ziyan wanted to do after returning to school, Zhang Hebo could not help. Of course, because of Zhang Hebo, the Lin family would not be able to interfere in the feud between Lin Miaomiao and Ji Ziyan. However, even if Zhang Hebo doesn't intervene, with Ji Ziyan's methods, it would be easy for her to win over some people in the school to cause trouble for Lin, so Lin should be careful after she recovers from her injury, Feng Dongqing concluded. So, the principal's summons today was actually to remind her that the wolf is coming? Lin Miaomiao was depressed. This Ji Ziyan was too annoying. Could she apply for transfer? Seeing Lin Miaomiao's depression, Feng Dongqing hesitated for a while and suggested, in fact, it would be better for Lin to return to school earlier. Even if you can't take the mecha operation class, you can still take the theory class. The most important thing is that you can make more friends in school, so Ji Ziyan will have to think twice before looking for trouble with you. The school accepted Ji Ziyan back for Zhang Hebo's sake, but this also greatly damaged their reputation. The school's top management, headed by Feng Dongqing, was naturally unhappy, so they wanted to use Lin Miaomiao to teach Ji Ziyan a lesson. However, Lin Miaomiao has a cold personality and it is not known whether she can make many friends. Maybe the school will have to help her secretly. Chapter 37 The Return of the Goddess. Lin Miaomiao, the goddess of the sophomore mecha department, has returned. Within half a day, the news spread throughout the Milulan First Military Academy. In contrast, Ji Ziyan quietly enrolled in the music department. It wasn't that she preferred to keep a low profile, but rather that the repercussions of her betrayal of her classmates were too severe. In the dormitory, Ji Ziyan furiously shouted at her roommate, who was bent over a book, "How come she came back just after I returned? Don't tell me it's a coincidence." "I'm not calling it a coincidence," Ji Washuang answered without even looking up. "Someone saw Lin Miaomiao and Teacher Yi in the principal's office a few days ago." "You mean Teacher Yi told them?" Ji Ziyan was stunned. "Impossible. He hates trouble. Lin Miaomiao's constant pestering has already irritated him," Ji Washuang scoffed. "So what? Don't forget how you managed to return to school this time. You've lost the school's face. Do you think the principal and his men will let you off easy? How dare they?" Ji Yanran was shocked and furious. Did Feng Dongqing know how to handle the situation? What's there to be afraid of? "You're not Zhang Hebo." Ji Washuang put away her book with a hint of impatience. If it weren't for her father's orders, she would have ignored Ji Yanran. I have something to do. I'm going out for a minute. Ji Wuxiang actually disapproved of Ji Ziyan's insistence on returning to school. With Zhang Hebo as her backer, finding a good path forward would be easy. Why bother offending the Milulan First Military Academy just for revenge? The title of first wasn't something the school itself had bestowed upon them. It was fine if Zhang Hebo still doted on her now, but the school and the Lin family would be wary. But what if Zhang Hebo ever got tired of her? Zhang Hebo's reputation as a playboy was well known throughout the Federation. Ji Wuxiang, Ji Ziyan clenched her fists, angrily watching the person disappear through the doorway. Even if she was the patriarch's daughter, so what? She had a powerful backer now. One day, she would make everyone who had offended her regret it. Ji Ziyan bit her lip, her resolve firm. Lin Miaomiao was naturally unaware of Ji Ziyan's resolution. She was in class, a mecha theory course, which she understood nothing about. Before entering the classroom, Lin Miaomiao hesitated for a moment. Even if the original owner's personality wasn't pleasant, they had been classmates for a year. Now that she was back, her classmates would surely greet her, even if it was just a few polite words. What if she couldn't call out her classmates' names then? However, it turned out that Lin Miaomiao had overestimated her abilities. A few seconds before the bell rang, Lin Miaomiao mustered up the courage to step into the spacious lecture hall and found a seat in the last row. She looked up at her classmates, only to find they were all busy joking and chatting among themselves. Not a single glance was cast at her, let alone a greeting. Lin Miaomiao felt completely queasy. She worried that someone she knew would expose her, but she felt the original owner was truly bizarre, with such poor popularity. Class A is a key class in the mecha department, so naturally the teachers are among the best. For example, Bai Shufeng, who just entered the class, although he only teaches theoretical knowledge of mecha operation, is also a real 6th-level mecha master. It is said that he has been on the battlefield and returned to his alma mater to be a mentor after retiring. Lin Miaomiao was the only one in the last few rows. His target was too obvious. Bai Shufeng noticed him as soon as he entered the class and was immediately surprised. Lin Miaomiao, you are back? Are your injuries healed? Hello, Teacher Bai. Lin Miaomiao stood up and said respectfully, my injuries are not healed yet, but it's nothing serious. Except for the mecha training and mental control classes, I can attend all other classes, all classmates. Hey, when did Lin Miaomiao learn to respect teachers? In the past, she would just nod as a response. That's good. It saves you from missing too many classes later and making it hard to catch up. Bai Shufeng nodded, seemingly unperturbed. You should also make the most of the time to catch up on the classes from the past few months. If you have any questions, you can borrow notes from classmates or come to me directly. Teachers always favor outstanding students, and Bai Shufeng is no exception. Borrowing notes? Lin Miaomiao glanced at the rows of silent, head-bowed classmates in front of her. She knew this wouldn't work, but the teacher meant well, and she didn't want to argue, so she casually agreed. Okay, thank you, Teacher Bai. The class began. Bai Shufeng was discussing the feasibility of manually positioning a mecha when mental energy is depleted. In fact, besides using mental energy to position a mecha, manually positioning a mecha is also possible. Hand-controlled mechas were also popular in interstellar history, a boon for those with weak mental energy but strong physical strength. However, manually controlling mechas is incredibly complex, requiring exceptional hand speed, memory, and physical stamina. While many choose to become manual mecha operators, few reach the advanced level. Even now, few choose to become manual mecha operators. However, to increase mecha operators' survivability on the battlefield, many mechas now feature manual control consoles, and many schools offer instruction in manual mecha operation techniques. Although Lin Miaomiao worked tirelessly on StarNet, she was a latecomer, and after one class, she was completely bewildered and didn't understand anything. On a related note, does this mean she can still attend the mecha practical class even if her mental strength hasn't recovered? Perhaps she could take advantage of this opportunity to practice manually controlling a mecha, familiarizing herself with it beforehand, so she doesn't end up having to learn how to operate a mecha after her mental strength has recovered. After class, Lin Miaomiao walked out of the classroom alone with the crowd. She had a mind control class this morning, but her injury hadn't healed yet, so she didn't need to rush to the mind training room. As she was about to leave the teaching building of the mecha department, Lin Miaomiao brushed past a few girls and heard a cute little girl's voice coming from behind her. "Hey, it's Senior Lin Miaomiao. She's back for class." The little girl's voice was full of excitement. "Oh, I didn't react just now. I should have said hello to her. What a pity I missed the chance." Lin Miaomiao was very excited. She didn't expect that someone still liked her. She really wanted to turn around to see who was talking. However, before Lin Miaomiao could turn around, someone poured cold water on her. "It's a good thing you didn't say anything. Otherwise you would have been rejected." Lin Miaomiao is famous for her aloofness. "No way," the little girl said, a little unconvinced. "What good would it do to lie to you?" The one pouring cold water on her eagerly offered some information. "Do you know Liu Shenglin from class 2A? He's in the same class as Lin Miaomiao. He said he'd said hello to Lin Miaomiao a few times when they'd run into each other on the street, but she'd never bothered to respond. Why is that? We're classmates after all. Isn't she worried about not making friends?" Lin Yin was disappointed. She still wanted to make friends with a goddess. The person offering the information scoffed. "She's a goddess. She wouldn't bother making friends with ordinary people." Lin Miaomiao. Chapter 38. Studying hard. Lin Miaomiao was frustrated. After a few days of classes back at school, she still hadn't made a single friend. Every time she entered the classroom, her classmates ignored her. No matter where she sat, the surroundings instantly became a vacuum. Sitting in the front row of class only drew a stream of questioning looks, yielding nothing. This frustrated Lin Miaomiao. After several attempts, she gave up on the idea of naturally blending in. Her original image was so deeply ingrained in her mind that she needed to find the right approach without being too abrupt. After coming to her senses, Lin Miaomiao decided not to rush into making friends. Her current studies were the priority. She could take her time, observing which classmates were worth befriending. However, her attitude towards her classmates needed to change gradually. She could maintain her expressionless demeanor, but she could let go of her arrogance. Gradually, the students in class 2A began to notice that Lin Miaomiao's behavior had become somewhat erratic. For example, when they passed her on the street, she would greet them with a blank expression. During breaks, when everyone chatted and laughed, she would sit there with a blank expression, listening. Later, Lin Miaomiao, whose mental state hadn't recovered yet, even attended the mecha training class and the mind control class. Even though she could only practice manually operating the mecha in the mecha training class and could only sit and watch her classmates practice in the mind control class. Did she take the wrong medicine when she was injured? One classmate speculated privately. Or maybe she realized the need to make friends after being tricked by Ji Yanren and her friends last time, and that's why she's thinking of changing her attitude, another classmate thought. However, no matter what, it was not easy for these students who had suffered so much from the original owner to let go of their grudges and rekindle the desire to be friends with Lin Miaomiao. Some even thought, "She wants to be friends with us now, so we have to agree." How can that be so easy? Lin Miaomiao was aware of her classmates' attitudes, but she was powerless to change them. These days, besides attending classes and cooking, Lin Miaomiao was studying hard on the Star Network. To keep up with her progress, she now only slept 3 or 4 hours a day. Ye Hongwen had to admit he was foresighted. If he hadn't coerced Lin Miaomiao into being his free cook after catching the video, Lin Miaomiao would have simply refused his takeout orders to catch up on her studies and instead used nutritional supplements for her meals, saving time on cooking. After her mind control class that day, Lin Miaomiao returned to her apartment and immediately went to the kitchen to cook. After packing up Ye Hongwen's meal and sending it off, she quickly finished her own and logged onto StarNet. Sophomore year classes weren't long, only 2 or 3 a day, or about 10 a week. This gave Lin Miaomiao plenty of time to browse StarNet, and she had already started studying for her 9th grade classes. However, some of the 3rd grade courses were simply too complex to grasp by watching tutorial videos alone. After a few sessions, Lin Miaomiao had accumulated a mountain of questions and wanted to find a teacher to help her. Lin Miaomiao had already made an appointment with a teacher on StarNet, so as soon as she logged onto StarNet, she headed straight to the 2nd floor of the Intermediate Education Building and entered a reserved classroom. The teachers hired by Star Online all have their own virtual classrooms, only a few dozen square meters in size, with a podium and desks. As soon as Lin Miaomiao entered, she saw a middle-aged woman sitting on the podium reading a book. "Hello, Teacher Luolan," Lin Miaomiao said politely as she stepped forward to greet him. Luo Lan looked up at Lin Miaomiao and said, "Are you Xiaolong Yu? The students who booked me from noon to 6 p.m. today. Most students book with teachers for a few hours. You have to know that Luo Lan and her colleagues' hourly rate is quite high, 50 credit points an hour. Lin Miaomiao booked 6 hours, which is 300 credit points. Even if Star Online takes a 10% cut, Luo Lan can still say that she has made a good profit today." Lin Miaomiao nodded. "Yes, I have some questions for Professor Luo Lan." Rote-based courses like interstellar history and interstellar literature naturally weren't difficult for Lin Miaomiao. Generally speaking, the stronger the mental power, the better the memory. Lin Miaomiao found memorizing easily now. While not a photographic memory, she could still memorize it after watching it 3 or 4 times. However, even after watching the instructional videos, Lin Miaomiao still struggled with the classification of mechas and the distinction between energy cards. Mechas were categorized into 2 main types, mentally powered and manually controlled, but this was negligible, as most mechas today were a combination of both. Furthermore, mechas were categorized into various types, including light, heavy, defensive, and offensive. Light mechas are smaller and better at dodging, but lack strong attack power, making them suitable for sneak attacks. Heavy mechas have strong attack power and excel at group attacks, but their drawback is slow movement. Defensive mechas primarily serve as shields, with weak attack power, making them unsuitable for single combat. Offensive mechas have strong attack power but average movement speed, but poor defense, requiring quick decisions in combat. Lin Miaomiao had a level 2 mecha, a birthday present given to the original owner on his 14th birthday. It must be said, having a dad who owns a mecha company is truly wonderful. With a teacher's help, Lin Miaomiao's many questions were answered, and the 300 credits weren't wasted. However, Luo Lan was puzzled. Most of the questions this student asked were simple, and teachers would have covered them in school, unless they hadn't paid close attention in class. Kids these days are just so clueless, Luo Lan lamented. Lin Miaomiao naturally noticed Luo Lan's disappointed look, and tears welled up in her heart. If she hadn't had the memories of her former owner, how could she have gotten so far? She'd studied so hard, yet still been looked down upon. When the time came, Lin Miaomiao fled the classroom in embarrassment. She didn't spend much time on the Star Network, logging off to prepare dinner. Another half-hour passed as she washed and cut. Lin Miaomiao felt that not having a robot assistant was inefficient. At the Lin family mansion, Yi prepared the ingredients and cooked much faster. And getting to and from school wasn't very convenient. While there were floating school buses within the school, you still had to walk home after leaving. No wonder the twins preferred to apply for dormitories at school rather than come here often. It would have been great if Yi was here, but the Lin family mansion needed her too. Lin Miaomiao sighed, feeling a sense of regret, yet also feeling foolish. If Yi couldn't come, wouldn't it be better to just buy a smart butler? However, after opening the Lin family restaurant in partnership with her uncle, Lin Miaomiao's savings were running low. The smart butler was not as cheap as a dumb robot, so if she really wanted to buy one, she would be reluctant to do so. What's more, having a driver without a flying car was useless, and the price of a flying car was even more expensive. Chapter 39 When in trouble, find Dad. What if you don't have enough savings to buy what you want? Lin Miaomiao answered without a second thought, find sponsorship. As the only daughter in several generations of the Lin family, Lin Miaomiao held a position far superior to that of Lin Xianhao and the twins. As long as she made a request, as long as it was within the elders' means, they would do their best to meet it. Meanwhile, for the hard-pressed Lin sons, their elders would generously contribute to their studies, but if they desired a comfortable life, they would let them earn it on their own. So, when Lin Xianhao complained about the noisy school dormitories and wanted to live outside, Lin Yuhei said, "You can rent a place." But once Lin Miaomiao started college, Lin Yuhei immediately bought a small villa near the school and arranged for his younger brother to be the cook and driver. Indeed, it was precisely because of Lin Yuquan's role as driver that Lin Yuhei didn't buy his precious daughter a smart robot. After all, his younger brother earned a high monthly salary, so he should be the one doing the housework and not be bored all day. Guessing that Lin Yuhei was about to get off work, Lin Miaomiao sent him a video call. A few seconds later, the call was connected, and Lin Yuhei's virtual image appeared in front of him. The background was a light green floor-length curtain with some scattered pink petals on it, which looked quite refreshing. Lin Miaomiao's mouth curled up slightly, and he shouted with a little joy, "Good evening, Dad, have you had dinner?" When soliciting sponsorship, your expression can't be too cold, and your mouth needs to be sweet, so as not to affect the effect. "Hey, I have eaten, dear, have you eaten?" Lin Yuhei was quite flattered. It was rare to see his daughter talk like this, and her face was not so expressionless, which made him a little unaccustomed. "I have eaten," Lin Miaomiao answered, but she didn't know what to say next. Although she had decided to ask Lin Yuhei for sponsorship, she was embarrassed to speak when the words came to her lips. Luckily, Lin Yuhei knew his daughter well and knew she rarely looked for him when she was fine, so he spontaneously asked, "What do you want to talk to me about, sweetheart?" Lin Miaomiao blinked and was about to reveal her purpose when she saw someone else suddenly appear beside Lin Yuhei. A beautiful young woman, dressed in a red strapless evening gown and long, wavy hair, appeared with a sweet smile. "Mr. Lin, why are you trying to get away from it all? Everyone's been looking for you." She made a deliberate move to lean towards Lin Yuhei, but then Lin Miaomiao saw him slip away without a trace, and the video call ended. What was going on? Lin Miaomiao's face fell. Her father had given her an excuse, and she was about to reveal her purpose for soliciting sponsorship, but here came this troublemaker. Did she know that pocket money meant making enemies? Not long after, Lin Yuhei called back. Lin Miaomiao answered with a stern face. "Dad, don't you think you should explain?" Lin Yuhei suddenly became nervous. His daughter was still thinking about their deceased mother and didn't want him looking for a girlfriend. Although he had no intention of finding one, because he was so beautiful and rich, women kept flocking to him, no matter how harshly he refused. He had been misunderstood by his daughter several times. "My dear, I don't know that woman at all. I've only met her twice. Don't get me wrong, I won't let your mother down," Lin Yuhei explained anxiously. He was already in the car heading home. Lin Miaomiao couldn't help but frown. This statement was a bit too much. Their mother had been dead for years, and her original self was still interfering in her father's love life. However, she couldn't blame her original self. After all, her previous self had interfered with her mother's relationships before, and she didn't want to change because she was afraid of losing her. "Don't call me my dear anymore. It sounds unpleasant," Lin Miaomiao asked expressionlessly. "Okay," Lin Yuhei quickly agreed. "If your grades drop after a few months of absence, don't blame me," Lin Miaomiao added, taking the opportunity to prepare a case file in case you do too badly on the final exam. "I'm definitely not to blame," Lin Yuhei promised. "You need to increase your pocket money. It's been a bit tight lately," Lin Miaomiao added. "I can't afford the smart butler and the flying car." "That's easy," Lin Yuhei waved his hand briskly. "From now on, your monthly pocket money will be increased to 20,000 credits, and Kai will deliver the smart butler and the flying car to you tomorrow." Lin Yuhei waited for his daughter to make another offer, but Lin Miaomiao, having achieved her goal, fell silent. Lin Yuhei suddenly realized which of the last two was the key. "So, Miaomiao, you actually just want the butler and the flying car?" Lin Yuhei asked cautiously. Lin Miaomiao nodded as a matter of course. "Just say it directly. There's no need to beat around the bush," Lin Yuhei said, feeling a little amused. He had actually thought his daughter was angry again. Wasn't this just to take advantage of his panic to offer more suggestions? Lin Miaomiao was feeling proud, but she didn't intend to show it. She just looked at Lin Yuhei innocently. Knowing that his daughter was not angry, Lin Yuhei regained his normal thinking ability. "Yes, your uncle is not here, so Miaomiao, you have been walking to and from school these days, right? Are you tired?" Lin Miaomiao shook her head. In fact, she was not tired, she just wanted to be lazy. Having a car saves time. Fish and a housekeeper were found. Lin Miaomiao was in a good mood. After exchanging some caring words with her father, she was ready to hang up the video call. She planned to rest early today. But before hanging up, Lin Miaomiao said to Lin Yuhei very seriously, "Dad, if you are looking for a girlfriend, find someone who treats me well." Although Lin Yuhei had never thought about finding a girlfriend, he was very touched that his daughter had grown up and knew how to care about her father. However, shouldn't he find a girlfriend who treats him well first? "Well, actually, there's no point dwelling on this." Lin Yuhei smiled and said, "Dad said he wouldn't look for me." Lin Miaomiao was silent for a few seconds, then decisively hung up the video call. "I'm sleepy. Goodbye, Dad. It was best for her to stay out of adult matters. After all, if Lin Yuhei ever figured it out, she wouldn't object, Lin Miaomiao thought. Before going to bed, she habitually checked the next day's schedule and found that there was only one mecha training class. Should she go? Thinking about the misery of piloting a manual mecha, Lin Miaomiao sighed deeply. She thought, I'd better go. It's always good to get familiar with the internal structure of a mecha, after washing up. Lin Miaomiao happily lay down on the soft bed, but was woken up by a video call while she was half asleep. Teacher Yi, seeing Lin Miaomiao nestled in the pink quilt with sleepy eyes, Yi Hongwen inexplicably felt that she was cute. He couldn't help but look at her a few more times before saying, several friends are coming to see me tomorrow morning. Please prepare more dishes for lunch. Lin Miaomiao was convinced by the matter-of-fact tone. It's okay to use the free cook so thoroughly, right? Not getting a response, Yi Hongwen just took it as her agreement, and added, no need for express delivery, we can go directly to your place to eat. The dormitory was too small, and it was difficult to move around with so many people. The video call was hung up after she finished explaining. Lin Miaomiao didn't even have time to say, this is not a restaurant. Chapter 40 Let's gossip together. She woke up early to prepare for class when she received a group text from Yi Hongwen, announcing that today's mecha training class had been cancelled. After staring at her communicator for a long time, Lin Miaomiao got up, washed up, and exercised. She started making breakfast at 7, but only made one portion. Someone had gone too far last night, not even giving her a chance to express her opinion. She was angry and refused to serve breakfast. Just after 9 o'clock, Lin Yuhei's assistant, Kai, arrived with a smart butler and a flying car. After sending Kai away, Lin Miaomiao put the flying car away in her space button. Although she was excited to become a car owner, she had no plans to go out for a stroll right away. The pink cat-shaped flying car didn't seem to match her aloof goddess image. She didn't know whose vision was so girly. Next up was the future butler. Lin Miaomiao pressed the power switch. Hello, Master. Nice to meet you. Please take care of me in the future, the humanoid robot butler, dressed in a maid outfit, said in a pleasant, Lolita voice. Lin Miaomiao carefully examined her future housekeeper. She was 5 feet 5 inches tall, with an oval face, wide eyes, long black hair, and a pink lace maid outfit. The idea of a maid outfit was a bit of a tad bitchy, and after a moment's pause, Lin Miaomiao asked, What's your name? The robot housekeeper twisted around and said, Master, please give me a name. Lin Miaomiao was speechless, the sight of such a scene simply unbearable. Then I'll call you Lolly. And don't call me Master anymore, call me Miss Miaomiao, okay, Miss Miaomiao, the Lolly replied sweetly. After deciding on a name, Lin Miaomiao prepared to go to the Star Online supermarket. She needed to prepare a few more dishes for lunch, and she needed to buy some fresh ingredients. It seemed Yi Hongwen hadn't paid for the ingredients yet, so she'd have to ask him later, otherwise she'd be broke. The free cook diligently logged onto the Star Online and purchased thousands of credits worth of fresh ingredients according to her preferences. Afterward, she couldn't help but sigh, having a housekeeper is so convenient. I don't even have to log off and wait for delivery. It was still early, so Lin Miaomiao decided to watch a lesson video before logging off to cook. Just as she reached the education area, the external video notification box popped up, forcing her to log off unhappily. Before she could answer, the call was disconnected again. Seeing the familiar video number, Lin Miaomiao pouted unhappily, and then there was a knock on the door. Miss Miaomiao, your guests have arrived, Lolly announced through the door. Guests? Yi Hongwen and his friends? Why are they here so early? Lin Miaomiao casually agreed, got it. Lolly, serve the guests tea first, I'll be down in a bit. Since they weren't her guests anyway, Lin Miaomiao wasn't in a hurry at all. She even lay in the Star Domain cabin for a while before climbing out. She casually sorted her clothes and prepared to go downstairs to greet the guests, but she didn't expect that the moment she opened the door, she ran into Yi Hongwen's arms, who was about to knock. Lin Miaomiao. Yi Hongwen. The two looked at each other, and separated silently and quickly. It was just an accident, and neither of them cared much about it. However, a scream suddenly came from the stairs. What are you doing? Lolly's scream resounded throughout the villa. And then it was seen rushing over like the wind, pulling Lin Miaomiao behind it, trying to hide her. Before Lin Miaomiao had a chance to react, several more people rushed up from downstairs, and the young man in the lead shouted, "What's wrong? What's wrong? What happened?" After seeing the situation upstairs clearly, the young man curled his lips in boredom and said disappointedly, "It turns out that nothing happened. I thought you were caught. What did you think?" Yi Hongwen interrupted him in a deep voice with a threatening look in his eyes. The young man wisely changed his words, "It's nothing. I thought there was a thief and was going to help catch him." Lin Miaomiao was speechless. This lie was too fake. You know, this villa is equipped with a most advanced security system. Not even a mosquito can fly in without the owner's permission. Wu Zin, shut up. Yi Hongwen was already used to the young man's nonsense. He just frowned. "You are running around without the owner's permission. Get out of here." "No problem, we'll get out right away," Wu Zin said to the people watching the fun behind him with a smile. "Brothers, hurry up, the boss told us to get out." "Wu Zin, you are a big talker. Just get out if the boss says so. Why are you talking so much nonsense?" Amidst the laughter and scolding, everyone got out of the stairs. This time, Yi Hongwen said to Lin Miaomiao, "Sorry, they are used to being casual and have no ill intentions. It's okay. I should go cook." Lin Miaomiao didn't care much. Although they were not guests of his own house, due to politeness and the fact that this was not a restaurant, Lin Miaomiao, as the host, still greeted the guests, said "Make yourself at your leisure," and went into the kitchen. As soon as Lin Miaomiao entered the kitchen, the guests who had been quite serious when he greeted her started to make a fuss again. Wu Zin said, "Boss, tell me quickly, what is your relationship with this girl? How can you bring us here to eat and drink for free?" "Wu He, shut up. Do you know how to speak?" Liu Yifei was very dissatisfied. "Boss, you just brought us here to taste your girlfriend's cooking skills." "No way. Why do I feel that the girl is not very old? She should not be an adult yet. How could the boss have the heart to do that?" Li Yingji felt that the two brothers' guesses were unreliable. "That's possible," Liu Yifei chuckled, looking fearlessly at Yi Hongwen. "So-called true love doesn't care about height, looks, or age differences." "Boss, what do you think?" Yi Hongwen gave him a cold glance and said flatly, "I think you're just itching for trouble." "Hey, that's why you're wrong, boss," Liu Yifei exclaimed. "This is a reasonable guess, brothers, don't you agree?" "Haha," Wu Zin laughed meaninglessly. "I'm not making a blind guess." Li Yingji hurriedly tried to distance himself from the matter. "Our boss is a gentleman." Liu Yifei was frustrated. He was the only one who made a mistake? Still unwilling to accept the result, Liu Yifei looked hopefully at his friend, the only one who remained silent. "Yang Gang, what do you think?" "It's a shame to be so naive," Gu Yang sighed. "Having a stupid friend is really hard to bear." Liu Yifei was immediately confused. "What do you mean?" He couldn't understand his friend's words. A clear voice came from behind him. "So, you're gossiping about the landlord on someone else's property? Aren't you afraid of getting kicked out?" Liu Yifei turned around and was stunned. Did you go out to cook?" Lin Miaomiao replied with a blank face. "I was going to ask if you guys like spicy food, and now." Liu Yifei had a bad feeling. "I decided to make some porridge," Lin Miaomiao said, turning to go back to the kitchen. Before entering, she made a note, "I'll make vegetable porridge." "Everyone, vegetable porridge? Damn, how can I eat this?" Chapter 41. A few more friends. Before dinner, Liu Yifei was severely beaten by his friends. The living room was large, making it easy to do what he wanted, and his friends enjoyed the beating. After the meal, Liu Yifei sat alone at the end of the table, a bowl of vegetable porridge in front of him. His friends, along with their boss and the landlord, Lin Miaomiao, huddled together at the other end, a variety of delicious dishes spread out before them. Jiran beef, sweet and sour pork ribs, sweet and sour pork, chicken with bang bang, and so on. Liu Yifei's eyes welled with tears, and he pointed at everyone with his trembling right hand. What's wrong with us?" Wu Zin smiled, taking a piece of pork chop and stuffing it into her mouth. "That's too much," Liu Yifei yelled indignantly. "I wasn't the only one talking nonsense just now. Why am I the only one drinking vegetable porridge? I want to eat meat." "Hey, idiot, don't make such nonsense. I just firmly believe that the boss is a gentleman and would never lay his hands on minors," Li Yingji stated. "I was telling the truth, not talking nonsense." "Then I can't be considered nonsense," Liu Yifei tried to clear his name. "Boss, tell me, if you don't have a good relationship with Miaomiao, How can you have the nerve to bring us here to eat for free? Why do you have to have a good relationship? Yi Hongwen raised an eyebrow. Liu Yifei shouted exaggeratedly, "Boss, you are stupid. If you don't have a good relationship, whoever dares to come to my house to eat and drink for free, I will beat him up." "Oh, what you said seems to make sense." Yi Hongwen glanced thoughtfully at Lin Miaomiao, who was sitting next to him. "Of course," Liu Yifei chuckled complacently. "Hey, since the boss agrees with me, I don't have to drink the vegetable porridge anymore. You should just keep drinking the porridge." "Who told you to guess wrong?" Yi Hongwen began to concentrate on eating. "Ah, no." Liu Yifei was dumbfounded. Lin Miaomiao looked at Liu Yifei with almost sympathy. He had been warned not to gossip, but he still insisted on his own opinion. Had he never considered that besides a good relationship, there might be another possibility, such as a creditor? "Actually, I'm Teacher Yi's free cook," Lin Miaomiao kindly announced the answer, then turned to Yi Hongwen. "Come to think of it, Teacher Yi, you haven't paid for the groceries yet." Yi Hongwen's hand, picking up the food, froze, and the corner of his mouth twitched slightly. "Are you so anxious?" "Of course," Lin Miaomiao nodded seriously. "I just bought a lolly and a racing car, and I'm running out of money for groceries." Yi Hongwen. Silently putting down his chopsticks, Yi Hongwen turned on his communicator, found the transfer function, and directly transferred the groceries money to Lin Miaomiao's number. "Is that enough?" Yi Hongwen asked. After checking the transfer information, Lin Miaomiao's mouth curled up. "Enough. 100,000 credit points, if you save a little, can last for several years." Yi Hongwen is quite generous. "All right then," Yi Hongwen said calmly. "Just say you need money for groceries. No need to make those flimsy excuses." Lin Miaomiao was a little confused. How did he know it was an excuse? Seeing Lin Miaomiao's confusion, Yi Hongwen didn't attempt to explain. Instead, Ji Yuang, ever the talkative one, spoke up. "This is the S-Class Anti-Wolf Series Intelligent Robot Bodyguard. The latest product from the Heguang Mecha Group. It's said that President Lin designed it specifically for his little princess. As for the flying car, although Ji Yuang didn't see which one Lin Miaomiao had, the Heguang Mecha Group had launched its own brand of flying cars last year, so it seemed unlikely that Lin Yuhei would patronize another brand again." Lin Miaomiao felt like she had been struck by lightning, her skin charred and her body tender. What was she going to do after being caught lying to her teacher? Waiting online, urgent. After finishing the vegetable porridge in front of him, Liu Yifei shamelessly ate some meat. By the end of the meal, the plates on the table were spotless, the large pot of rice had been eaten, and even the vegetable porridge that everyone had begun to dislike was almost gone. While the lolly cleared the table, everyone returned to the sofa with the bulging stomachs. Only Lin Miaomiao was still standing at the dining table, pondering a serious question. After their meal, weren't these people planning to leave? Perhaps they wanted to stay for dinner? "Miaomiao, come sit here for a while. Let's chat after we are done," Liu Yifei, captivated by the meal, said, changing his familiar address from classmate to simply calling her by her nickname. "You and I have nothing in common," Lin Miaomiao replied ruthlessly. Liu Yifei choked. "After all, we had a meal together. We're dining buddies, after all." "Dining buddies? Yifei, you're so talented. You have to make friends at the dinner table to make more. Would you become a glutton if you made more?" Wu Xin couldn't help but grumble. Her friend's words made so much sense that Wu Xin was speechless. "Alright, shut up. Are you here to argue or to see me?" Yi Hongwen finally spoke. Everyone was stunned. Damn, it's rare to see a girl who can cook, and in her excitement, she actually forgot about the real business. Yi Hongwen raised his hand and rubbed his forehead. He couldn't understand how he got to know such a group of idiots. "Miaomiao, go upstairs and rest first. Let us use the living room," Yi Hongwen said in a rare softer tone. Why did Teacher Yi also change the address? Lin Miaomiao was a little confused. In the relationship between the creditor and the free cook, they really shouldn't call each other by nicknames, right? Yi Hongwen didn't understand Lin Miaomiao's confusion. He just felt that even Liu Yifei, a new acquaintance, called her Miaomiao directly. It seemed a bit inappropriate for him, as a teacher, to call her classmate Lin. After struggling for a long time and lacking the courage to protest, Lin Miaomiao finally compromised. "Then I'll go up first." After stepping onto the second floor, Lin Miaomiao vaguely heard Liu Yifei's excited voice coming from the living room. "Boss, when are you planning to return to the team?" That's right, it's been a year since I took a break. No matter how serious the injury was, it should have healed. Wu Xin continued. We've been waiting for you to come back, boss. Yifei, don't ask. With that person here, there's no way boss will come back. This should have been said by Ji Yuang. Then find a way to get that person out, Li Yingji said domineeringly. I don't believe that we can't get rid of that bastard. That's right, just one word from you, boss, and we'll take action immediately when we get back. She seemed to have heard something extraordinary, Lin Miaomiao thought, and wanted to stop and listen to Yu Hongwen's answer, but in the end she gave up. The ancients said that curiosity kills the cat, and it's better to listen less to what you shouldn't listen to. Once inside, Lin Miaomiao forgot the group of people occupying her living room. Her eyes darted back and forth between the spacious waterbed and the crystal-like star domain pod. Should she study hard online, making progress every day, or throw herself onto the soft waterbed and roll around? Well, that was a serious question. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 42 Eavesdropping on That Little Thing. After months of diligent study, Lin Miaomiao finally couldn't resist the temptation to slack off in bed. She tossed and turned on the large, soft waterbed, rolling around a few times before heading off to play chess with Zhou Gong. Just think of it as a reward for all my hard work these days. I'm exhausted, Lin Miaomiao thought before falling asleep. She slept soundly until 5:30. She opened her heavy eyelids, got up blearily, and washed up. When she woke up a little, she suddenly remembered the group downstairs. She wondered if their meeting was over. She changed out of her wrinkled clothes and decided to go out and check what was going on. Cautiously, she crouched down at the stairs, tilting her head to listen. There was silence downstairs, and Lin Miaomiao felt a little suspicious. Could they have already left? After waiting a while, and making sure there were no more voices downstairs, she stood up and prepared to go downstairs to check what was going on. She accidentally turned her head and glanced behind her, startled. Yi Hongwen was standing just a step behind her. Lin Miaomiao, caught eavesdropping, decided to preemptively shirk responsibility. Teacher Yi, don't you know that scaring someone can kill them? Yi Hongwen's inquiring eyes wandered over Lin Miaomiao, his expression somewhat unpredictable. After a moment, he nodded and said coldly, I've heard of it, I knew you were still like this, but I think you did it on purpose. Lin Miaomiao immediately seized the opportunity to make a move. Apologize? You must apologize? Oh, sorry, Yi Hongwen readily complied with her request. Lin Miaomiao was dumbfounded. Why did he apologize so readily? Wasn't an iceberg supposed to be incredibly hard and cold to the core? How could he change the subject and perfectly cover up his sneaky behavior? As if knowing what Lin Miaomiao was thinking, Yi Hongwen spoke again, I apologize. How do you explain your behavior just now? Oh, Lin Miaomiao grimaced and made up an excuse. I was just about to go downstairs, but when I reached the stairs, I suddenly felt a stomachache, so I squatted down to relieve it. This excuse seemed perfect, and Lin Miaomiao praised his own wit. Is that so? It seems I misunderstood, Yi Hongwen said casually. I thought you were eavesdropping downstairs to see if we had left. Lin Miaomiao touched her nose and made a slightly guilty excuse. How could that be? This is my house. Why would I eavesdrop, really? Yi Hongwen frowned. But you look like you're guilty of something. Cough, cough, cough. The frightened Lin Miaomiao choked on her own saliva and couldn't help but cough violently, complaining in her heart, why was Yi Hongwen so clever? Fortunately, Yi Hongwen did not ask any further questions. Seeing that Lin Miaomiao was coughing uncomfortably, he kindly patted her back to help her breathe more smoothly. When Lin Miaomiao recovered, Yi Hongwen returned to his cold appearance. It's time to go downstairs to make dinner. They have to go back early soon, so they haven't left yet? Lin Miaomiao thought to herself, but suddenly felt something was wrong. Teacher Yi, why did you run upstairs? Didn't you say you wanted to borrow the living room? You should have stayed downstairs. What's the point of running around without the owner's consent? If Yi Hongwen hadn't run around, how could her intention of eavesdropping be exposed? Lin Miaomiao burst into tears. I was just passing by. Yi Hongwen looked at the ceiling calmly. Do you think I would believe it? Lin Miaomiao couldn't help but laugh. Only a fool would believe that he passed by the living room on the first floor and went to the second floor. Yi Hongwen drooped his eyes slightly, and suddenly said something inexplicable. Your expression today seems quite rich. Rich what? Lin Miaomiao wanted to give him a big eye roll, but halfway through, she suddenly remembered that Yi Hongwen said that her expression today was quite rich. Oh my god, she was exposed. Yi Hongwen looked at Lin Miaomiao's weird expression, and was very satisfied with the impact of his words. At this time, Lin Miaomiao was considering the feasibility of silencing the witness with a wooden face. After secretly comparing the fighting power of both sides, she decided to be merciful and spare Yi Hongwen this time. It would not work if she didn't spare him, because she couldn't beat him at all. If she couldn't kill to silence him, she could only find a way to please Yi Hongwen, starting with dinner. Liu Yifei and others had to leave early, so they didn't have much time to cook a big meal. Lin Miaomiao planned to eat the hot pot she always liked, which would be more lively when there were more people eating. Directing Lolita to wash and chop vegetables and make various meatballs, Lin Miaomiao herself took out several pounds of pork ribs, washed them, blanched them in boiling water, and put them in a high-pressure energy pot to make soup. While the soup was simmering, Lin Miaomiao went to make a few snacks and dug out some dumplings she'd made a while ago. With so many big eaters present, just vegetables wouldn't fill them up. Lolita truly lived up to her name as an S-class intelligent robot. Even though her primary job was technically a bodyguard, she was adept at household chores and even made the meatballs with remarkable speed. In half an hour, everything Lin Miaomiao had instructed her to do was complete. If I had done it myself, it would probably take hours, Lin Miaomiao muttered, and instructed Lolita to bring the ingredients to the table. Lin Miaomiao then dug out the induction hot pot and filled it with soup. Somehow, hot pot, a popular dish, had been forgotten in the interstellar age. Lin Miaomiao had even custom-ordered this pot online. As she left the kitchen with the pot, she heard a wail. No way, Miaomiao is going to give us raw food tonight. Liu Yifei couldn't believe his eyes. We have cooked once. Wu Xin reached out and grabbed a pancake and took a bite. It tastes pretty good. What's the use of that good taste? I want to eat meat. Liu Yifei glared at the plates of raw meat rolls on the table with grief and anger. Lin Miaomiao placed the electromagnetic hot pot in the center of the table, connected the power cord, and went back to the kitchen to prepare the seasoning, both spicy and non-spicy. When Lin Miaomiao returned to the table with the seasoning, Liu Yifei had stopped complaining. Several grown men were gathered around the hot pot, studying it, and even Yi Hongwen was no exception. Putting the seasoning plate on the table, Lin Miaomiao saw that the vegetables were already in the pot. It seems you all know how to eat it. Of course, I'm not stupid. I can guess it, Liu Yifei said proudly. Lin Miaomiao snorted disdainfully, then who is that idiot who said I was feeding them raw food? Haha, Liu Yifei laughed dryly. Definitely not me. It's not like she can take back her words just by playing dirty, Lin Miaomiao secretly complained, but she didn't bother to argue. After a lively hot pot meal, Liu Yifei and the others left. Yi Hongwen saw them off to the car and went straight back to school. Lin Miaomiao finally breathed a sigh of relief. Being a free cook is really hard, and there's no telling when it will end. Chapter 43. Let's act cute together. Life with a cart to pick her up from school was a comfortable life, and Lin Miaomiao was very satisfied with it. However, her comfortable life could never last long. Lori, help me get 2 white radishes out of the freezer, and a few Gigi Beast ribs. We want to have stewed radishes and ribs tonight. And get some cabbage. Lin Miaomiao put the processed chicken pieces into the pot to make soup. Just as Luli was about to get them, 2 identical faces appeared at the kitchen door. Sis, make more dinner for us, too. Why are you back? Lin Miaomiao was a little surprised, and hurriedly asked Luli to bring more meat. The twins were very obsessed with meat. Lin Xianshan smiled and pulled her brother into the kitchen. I heard that uncle gave you a robot butler and a flying car. The twins didn't want to live in the school dormitory. The best dormitory had to share 2 people and was not even half the size of the room at home. But uncle bought a villa but didn't even have a butler, and the younger uncle was unwilling to pick them up every day. Uncle Lin confidently said, I'm taking my eldest brother's salary to take care of my niece. How could I do anything else? In fact, in this regard, the Lin family is quite lazy. Lin Yuhei's villa is very close to the Milulan First Military Academy, only a 20-minute walk from the school gate. But the twins just can't be bothered to walk, even though the villa is several times more comfortable than the dormitory. Now that they have a car for commuting to school, the twins are thinking of living away from home. Although the car and driver belong to the elder sister, as the elder sister, she should at least look after her younger brother. Lin Miaomiao, unaware of the twins' wishful thinking, answered truthfully when Lin Xianchen asked, "Yes, Lolly is the housekeeper." I put the flying car in Lolly's space button. Lin Xianchen wanted to ask if they could use it, but Lin Miaomiao stopped him and said softly, "Then we'll have to trouble Lolly in the future. The Lin family is not so generous to boys. It's better to cling to their elder sister's thighs to enjoy the coolness." I heard that her sister and uncle opened a restaurant, so maybe they can ask for sponsorship for their pocket money. "Okay," Lin Miaomiao said, supportively. She wouldn't be stingy if the twins wanted to ride in that car. "And our 3 meals a day, sister has to take care of it," Lin Miaomiao continued. Lin Miaomiao, the twins finished their words and went out to wait for dinner. Lin Miaomiao was filled with grief and indignation. 2 more idiots were using her as a free cook, and it was hard to refuse her cousin. After dinner, the twins were about to return to their rooms when Lin Miaomiao suddenly stopped them. "Xianchen, Nianyan, it's not nice to go back to your rooms right after eating. Why don't we go to the supermarket in the commercial district?" Supermarkets on Star Online all have physical locations, and Lin Miaomiao had never been there before. She really wanted to check it out and let the twins experience the charm of the new car. Okay, the twins didn't want to go, but they agreed because they wanted to cling to their cousin's influence. The 3 of them reached a consensus and called Lolly to go out. When Lolly took out a new car, the twins' mouths opened into a big what was with this cute, girly car. "Oh, by the way, the mecha training teacher also assigned us an assignment to go online and conduct an airport combat mission." Lin Xianchen slapped his forehead. "Brother, come with me to the supermarket." Lin Nianyan glared at her disloyal brother, but also made an excuse. "Now that Xianchen mentioned that, I remember. The teacher said we should try making a level 1 energy card after class. Sis, how about we go to the supermarket next time?" Going out shopping in a pink, girly-style speedster was embarrassing, even if they didn't meet anyone familiar. The twins were unwilling to do such a shameful thing. "Okay," Lin Miaomiao said, and the twins were relieved. But then she said, "I'm not free today, so come with me to the school tomorrow night." Aside from the classroom, Lin Miaomiao wasn't familiar with the school at all. The twins grimaced. "Can I refuse?" Lin Miaomiao replied coldly, "No, unless you don't want the little girl to pick you up from school." Although going shopping in such a cute speedster was shameful, the twins gritted their teeth and accepted it for the comfortable living conditions in the villa. "Let's go shopping and do the mission later when we get back," Lin Xianchen said. Lin Nianyan also changed his mind. It wouldn't hurt to spend a whole night trying to make energy cards, then get in the car and go. Lin Miaomiao made a happy decision. Lolly had the appearance and voice of a lolly, but her violence index was very high. She was very fast when driving a flying car. Half an hour later, the 3 siblings arrived at the commercial district in the center of the planet Mililan. After getting off the car, Lin Miaomiao sighed with a dull face. "Thank goodness I didn't get carsick." There were not many people on the street, but such a flashy flying car still attracted a lot of attention. The twins were uncomfortably telling Lolly to put away the flying car, but when they heard this, they casually said, "A mecha operator can't operate a mecha if he gets carsick." Lin Miaomiao was silent. This was too reasonable. She couldn't refute it. The 3 of them took Lolly for a walk. Shopping in reality isn't much different from shopping on Star Online. They all have the same high-rise buildings. The only difference is that there are more people shopping on Star Online, but fewer people shopping in physical stores. Walking into the largest Zingaiao mall in the commercial district, Lin Miaomiao saw a dazzling array of goods, with the mall employees gathered in groups of 3 or 4 to chat. Seeing that a customer had arrived, the mall employees hurried back to their respective jobs. Their normal job was to arrange the goods and pack the express deliveries, but they still had to receive the guests. "Sister, what do you want to buy?" Lin Xianchen asked curiously. "Just look around. You don't have to buy anything when you go shopping," Lin Miaomiao replied. Before she traveled through time, she used to go shopping often, the kind of shopping where you don't buy anything. "Twins, what are you doing here if you don't want to buy anything?" The 3 of them wandered around the Zingaiao mall. Looking at the mall where there were more staff than customers, Lin Miaomiao felt a subtle sense of satisfaction. Does this feel like renting the entire mall out for shopping? When they came across a clothing store called Kai Family, Lin Miaomiao became interested. A nice car needs nice clothes, so she took the twins and walked in. Most of the clothes in this store are in the shape of small animals, including bunny costumes, Gigi costumes, panda costumes, ghoulie costumes, etc., which are fluffy and look comfortable. Lin Miaomiao looked at the twins with ill intentions, and only turned her eyes away when the twins were sweating profusely on their backs. The leopard costume is cool, and the panda costume is also very cute. Lin Miaomiao hesitated for a long time, and finally grabbed a set of clothes and handed them to the twins. Go, put them on and show me. The twins were dumbfounded. Sister, aren't you buying it for yourself? They were just shopping together. I'm buying it too, Lin Miaomiao replied. Isn't it because you are my younger brothers that I can pick out a few sets for you first, twins? Then thank you very much. Chapter 44 Little Rabbit Coco. No matter how the twins tried to excuse themselves, they couldn't escape their cousin's pressure and reluctantly went to try on the clothes. Lin Miaomiao's eyes shifted to the nearby salesperson, and she greeted them with a blank expression. Little bunny, why don't you come introduce yourself? It turned out that, to match the store's style, the salesperson was wearing a pure white bunny costume with fluffy bunny ears. The bunny, with its round eyes, small nose, and tiny ears, was also quite sweet. Upon hearing Lin Miaomiao's greeting, she blushed and stepped forward. Welcome. We have a wide selection of clothing styles. Feel free to try on any style you like. The way she spoke was so adorable. Lin Miaomiao was so tempted to touch the bunny's big ears that she lost all interest in choosing clothes. Little bunny, what's your name? Lin Miaomiao asked. The bunny looked at the customer with a puzzled look. She wasn't choosing the clothes, so why was she asking her name? It's a bit awkward to keep calling her Little Bunny, Lin Miaomiao said. Actually, she didn't feel awkward, she was just curious about the bunny's name. The little rabbit was persuaded. Just call me Coco. How come even the name is so cute? Lin Miaomiao shouted in her heart, but her face maintained a blank expression. Just when she was about to say something else, the twins who went to try on clothes finally came out reluctantly. Lin Miaomiao greeted them dissatisfiedly. Why did it take you so long to change clothes? It's too slow. The twins burst into tears. If possible, they really wanted to hide in the changing room forever. After seeing the twins' appearance at this time, Lin Miaomiao's eyes lit up. Not bad, the leopard suit is handsome and cool, and the panda suit is so cute. Little rabbit, give me 2 pieces of each style to pack. Okay, please wait, Coco answered very professionally. Even though the customer knew her name, she did not try to correct her. Hey, wait, why 2 pieces of each? Lin Xianshan was very confused. Isn't buying a few pieces the point? Lin Yin really wanted to scorn her silly little brother. Sister, we're already this old, isn't it inappropriate for us to wear clothes like this? Right, let's not buy them. Lin Xianshan, realizing it belatedly, quickly agreed. What's wrong? Just look in the mirror and see how good it is, Lin Miaomiao retorted calmly. If you smiled, Yin, you'd be even cuter. Lin Yin didn't know whether to laugh or cry. He was almost 16, and still dressed so cutely, wouldn't he be laughed at? It seemed like her cousin was determined to buy them. Well, at worst, she could just take them back and keep them in the closet. Having made up her mind, Lin Yin gave up protesting, letting her silly little brother act like a spoiled child, begging her cousin to retract her decision. After their protest failed, the twins went to change back into their own clothes in shame, and the little rabbit Coco also returned with 4 sets of clothes packed. Lin Miaomiao took the bag and couldn't help but glance at Coco's bunny costume. It was also incredibly cute. Turning to the twins, she asked, how about buying 2 bunny costumes too? No thanks, the twins refused in unison, their faces determined. Well, Lin Miaomiao said with a hint of regret, actually, bunny costumes are cute too. Lin Yin suggested with a twitch of her lips, you could actually buy one for yourself. No. Lin Miaomiao said without hesitation, it would ruin her image. She was the aloof goddess of the mecha department. Twins. After paying the bill and leaving with her things, Lin Miaomiao didn't bother to care about the twins with bitter faces anymore. Sister, Lin Xianshan was still a little unwilling. Why should she buy them for them? Lin Yin pulled her silly brother, just buy them. It's fine to keep them in the bottom of the closet, Yeah, Lin Xianshan suddenly understood and smiled at her brother, unaware that her cousin, who was walking in front of her, had silently turned off the video recording button. After Lin Miaomiao and her siblings left, the adorable little bunny Coco excitedly opened her address book and clicked on a group called Zoo. Bunny, I see the goddess of the mecha department, Lin Miaomiao. She's here with her twin brothers shopping for clothes. Big Bad Wolf, what did the goddess buy? Kitty, please give me a picture. Bunny, wait, I'll check the security footage. The twins are so adorable in their leopard and panda costumes. Then, she took a bunch of high-definition screenshots and uploaded them, earning everyone's admiration. Little Gigi, why isn't there any for the goddess? Did she buy anything? Bunny, no, the goddess said it would ruin her image. Haha, the animals. Coco smiled smugly, completely losing the delicate demeanor she'd shown in front of Lin Miaomiao. Remember, she's also a student at the Maryland 1st Military Academy, even in the same grade as the goddess, just in a different class. People say the goddess is aloof and difficult to get along with, but Coco felt that was a bit exaggerated. From their previous encounter, she seemed quite approachable. Lin Miaomiao, unaware that her momentary mischievousness had overturned her aloof image, had already arrived home. After stuffing the clothes on the twins, she returned to her room contentedly. As for whether the twins would wear the clothes she bought, Lin Miaomiao said it didn't matter. She was just unhappy about having to be a free cook again, so she deliberately teased her two cousins. What's more, she has a talent for making videos, and the video she just made might be shared with the elders at home. After playing around, it was time to study hard again. Lin Miaomiao stared at the star domain cabin for a long time, and finally sighed and fell asleep. After logging onto the Star Network, Lin Miaomiao did not continue watching the third-year junior high school teaching videos, but instead went to study how to operate a hand-controlled mecha. After returning to school, she also took 2 or 3 mecha training classes. Every time she entered the mecha, she didn't know how to manually operate it. She either forgot to press this button or didn't have time to press that button. In short, it was extremely miserable. Yi Hongwen was a responsible teacher. He not only explained some tricks but also took her on a mecha for a hands-on demonstration. Lin Miaomiao felt envy and jealousy watching Yi Hongwen's incredibly fast hand gestures. In the previous class, Yi Hongwen had also told her that she should practice her hand speed. As for methods, there were training options at the school's training center and online, so it was up to her to choose. After studying the tricks of manually controlling a mecha for a long time, Lin Miaomiao said she still couldn't quite grasp them. There were hundreds of buttons on the control panel, and thousands of different combinations, each with a different function. Remembering them all was a struggle. With a sigh of frustration, Lin Miaomiao decided to practice her hand speed. She was actually quite curious about how it was done. There were many mecha training centers online, and after searching around, Lin Miaomiao finally found her own, the Wako Mecha Training Center, and walked in. The receptionist beamed at the sight of her arrival. "Welcome, how can I help you?" Lin Miaomiao said calmly. "Hello, I'd like to practice my hand speed." Chapter 45 Hand Speed Training. Only hand speed training, the receptionist confirmed. Lin Miaomiao nodded. Only hand speed training, okay, the receptionist said sweetly. Hand speed training costs 20 star coins per hour, and after 10 hours, you get 1 free hour of training time, and it can be accumulated. You can also choose to apply for a membership card. A monthly card only costs 5,000 star coins, and you have unlimited practice time within a month. An annual card costs 50,000 star coins, and you have unlimited practice time within a year. Lin Miaomiao began to consider the feasibility of an annual card. It sounded quite cheap. How about an annual card? But then she thought it was not right. Her mental power field was about to return to normal. Next time she went to the hospital for a checkup, if there were no problems, she could use her mental power to drive the mecha in advance. After all, recuperation for half a year was just a suggestion, and the doctor would always estimate the time a little more. I'd better not get a membership. I'd practice for 2 hours first to see how hand speed training works. Lin Miaomiao decided, no membership card needed. I only need 2 hours of training time. A hint of regret crossed the beautiful receptionist's face. She got a commission if guests signed up for membership cards. Please wait a moment. You've been assigned to training room 40,126. It's a pleasure to serve you. Happy training, thank you. Lin Miaomiao said politely. Next to the reception desk was a teleportation window. Lin Miaomiao entered a room number on a virtual screen and was transported to a 10-square-meter training room, furnished with a single stool and a piece of equipment. Lin Miaomiao observed the training machine curiously. It resembled a video game console, consisting of a vertical monitor and a square platform. 2 raised switches, one red and one green, were placed on the edge of the monitor. The platform was covered in tiny holes, about 100 in number, the size of a finger. Was she supposed to poke those holes with her finger? Lin Miaomiao wondered, one hand already pressing the red power button. Several options slowly appeared on the screen. Please select a training level, beginner, intermediate, advanced, elite. Lin Miaomiao decisively chose beginner. Her level was just so-so, and she didn't know if the original owner had practiced before, so she had to start from the beginning. After making her selection, the screen instantly changed. A group of exotic beasts cavorted around in jubilation, with a few rabbits performing squats and stand-ups. A message appeared at the bottom of the screen, please press the small animals that pop up on the control panel. Lin Miaomiao was embarrassed. She had just bought animal costumes for her cousins and secretly recorded a video for fun, and now she was going to get her comeuppance? The hundreds of small holes on the control panel began to emit various small animals. Lin Miaomiao frantically pressed them with her fingers. However, even for beginner training, the speed was not slow at all. After pressing for a while, Lin Miaomiao missed several, and her anxiety made her press even more haphazardly. As the mistakes piled up, the jubilant animals on the screen began to grimace. Finally, the screen suddenly went black, the animals vanished, and a glaring message appeared, if you can't do it, change someone else. I don't have time to play house with you. Lin Miaomiao was stunned. What kind of training device is this? It's too unique. While the trainer was unique, it couldn't possibly stop working. After scorning the trainer, it had to continue working, and the group of cheerful animals reappeared. Lin Miaomiao, despite being despied, calmed down. She stopped dwelling on the missed animals and focused on practicing. Perhaps because the original owner had previous training in this area, after calming down, Lin Miaomiao's mistakes became fewer. Her fingers became more sensitive, and her speed increased. Glancing at the screen, she saw the animals on it looking listless. Having found her rhythm, the basic training was no longer difficult for Lin Miaomiao. After half an hour of practice, she had stopped making mistakes. But she didn't plan to increase the difficulty just yet. Practice should be gradual, right? In fact, this training method is quite similar to the whack-a-mole game. The difference is that other people use hammers or game console buttons to control, while here we use fingers to press directly. In comparison, using fingers to press is still more miserable. 2 hours later, Lin Miaomiao rubbed her fingers and left the Heiguang Mecha training club. She had a class at 8 o'clock tomorrow, so it was time to take a shower and go to bed. After a good night's sleep, Lin Miaomiao, full of energy, took breakfast and went out. Lolly took her to the teaching building of the Mecha department. Lin Miaomiao originally wanted Lolly to take her to the school gate, fearing that the cute flying car would attract the attention of classmates, but thinking about the original owner's popularity in the school, getting off the car at the school gate would only attract more attention. Fortunately, she had to wear school uniforms during class time, otherwise wearing the beautiful clothes bought by her second aunt would probably attract a lot of inquiring eyes. Lin Miaomiao walked towards the classroom thankfully. Good morning, classmate Lin, a timid voice came from the front. Lin Miaomiao subconsciously looked up and saw 3 more people in front of her. Little bunny, well, just call me Geek. We are at school now. Zhang Geek blushed a little. She wore the bunny costume just for work and didn't want everyone to know. Looking at Zhang Geek's school uniform, Lin Miaomiao understood a little. So you are also a student of this school? Yes, and in the same grade as classmate Lin, Zhang Geek said with a smile. Zhang Geek smiled on her face, but she felt relieved in her heart. She had mustered up the courage to take the initiative to say hello, for fear that Lin Miaomiao would give her the cold shoulder. Is that so? Lin Miaomiao's lips curled up slightly. Although her expression remained expressionless, she seemed to have a touch of friendliness. Which class are you in, Geek? And these 2 are from your class, right? Yes, Zhang Geek nodded vigorously, pointing to the 2 students beside her and introducing them. This is Wei Chen and Su Siki. We're both from class 2D, aside from the students in class 2A of the elite class, who were somewhat resistant to Lin Miaomiao, the students in the regular classes still admired her. You know, there are beautiful girls everywhere, and there are many who excel in academics, but it's quite rare to find someone who is both beautiful and academically outstanding. Otherwise, Lin Miaomiao wouldn't be called a goddess. Wei Chen and Su Siki were excited to have the chance to meet a goddess, and they stammered, "Goddess, hello." Lin Miaomiao frowned, "Don't call me goddess, I'm just an ordinary student." This wasn't Lin Miaomiao being modest. The real goddess was no longer around, and she, as a fake, knew her own worth. She was just pretending. Once her injuries healed, if someone disliked her and came to provoke her again, Lin Miaomiao would be exposed. No, she had to find a way to prevent this from happening. She had to be more low-key in front of others and try not to use violence, at least not until she learned how to pilot a mecha. Chapter 46 Abnormal Lin Miaomiao. It was rare for a girl her age to be willing to chat and socialize with her. Lin Miaomiao didn't show it on her face, but she was delighted inside. Just as class was about to start, she waved goodbye to Zhang Kik and the other two. In high spirits, Lin Miaomiao hurried into the classroom, unaware of the shocked expression on the face of a woman behind her. There were two classes today. The first was Interstellar History, which, like Mecha History, was one of the subjects Lin Miaomiao disliked. Honestly, the content in history was simple and easy to understand. With a good memory and a few rereads, one could definitely get high marks on the exams. Even if one disliked a course that offered credit, one shouldn't hate it, but Lin Miaomiao hated it. The reason was simple: the history teachers were all old-school pedants with a fanatical love for history who wouldn't tolerate any inattention in class. Lin Miaomiao had been a favorite of both teachers, yes, once, not now. The Interstellar History teacher was a woman over 50 years old. Her favorite thing was to call on students to answer questions. Even more frustrating, she wouldn't just ask questions about topics she'd already covered, but even about the day's lesson, under the pretext of testing how many students had prepared for the lesson. Lin Miaomiao, who had just returned to school, hadn't known about this and had suffered a severe setback. She could only excuse herself by saying she was recovering from an injury and didn't have the energy to study. Even then, the woman wasn't satisfied and gave her a pouting scolding, which gave the students in Class 2A a glimpse of the goddess's excitement. After that visit, Lin Miaomiao learned her lesson. Not only did she review all the interstellar history lessons for the semester, she also reviewed the new material the day before each class. Fortunately, the woman didn't mention freshman year material, otherwise it would have been difficult for Lin Miaomiao to get by. As usual, she sat in the last row of the classroom, quietly waiting for the teacher to arrive. But she noticed something was wrong today. Some of the students in front of her kept looking back at her, but she ignored them. "Kair, is everything you said true?" Fang Licken said, a little skeptical. She used to ignore everyone who greeted her, but now she's chatting with people, and she's chatting with students from the regular class. This is too incredible. Liu Kair nodded. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't believe it. Besides, haven't you noticed that Lin Miaomiao has been acting a little strange lately? Are you saying she can't attend the mind control class and just sits there watching? Fang Licken asked. It's not just that. During those first few days back, she always sat where there were people, and she wouldn't rush out as soon as get out of class was over. Jo Kin shared her thoughts. I always feel like she's just trying to get along with the others. She can get along just as she wants, Zhu Pinting said with a tinge of disinterest. Everyone used to want to be friends with her, but that's not always the case. Anyway, I just can't stand her. Zhu Pinting's dislike for Lin Miaomiao hadn't been new for a long time. With her looks and grades, she would have shown in any class, but then she happened to meet Lin Miaomiao, who was not only prettier but also had better grades. Most importantly, her family background was far superior. How could she not resent her? Fortunately, while Lin Miaomiao was talented, she had a bad temper, offending hundreds of classmates. Now, no one wanted to talk to her, while Zhu Pinting was quite popular in the class. Why change? Wouldn't it be nice to just stay like this? Zhu Pinting's usually bright smile twisted slightly. Ting, what's wrong? Liu Kair hesitated. You look a little grim, aren't you feeling well? Zhu Pinting thought to herself. She was always sunny and bright in the eyes of her classmates, never a dark image. She forced her usual cheerful smile and said, It's okay. I just think she deserves it. Trying to fix it now would be a waste of time. Liu Kaoyu keenly heard the gloating undertone in Zhu Pinting's words and felt a surge of displeasure. Lin Miaomiao had previously given the impression of being aloof and difficult to get along with, but she was only 16, 2 or 3 years younger than her classmates. Coupled with her recent behavior, many of her classmates' attitudes had softened. Perhaps soon, some classmates would show some kindness, not just to sympathize with Lin Miaomiao's youth, but also because of her talent and abilities. Looking up at her other friends, Liu Kaoyu noticed that they too were frowning, seemingly unimpressed by Zhu Pinting's words. Liu Kaoyu thought for a moment, and was about to open her mouth to persuade Zhu Pinting to be less stubborn, when the bell rang and the professor entered the classroom on time. She could only swallow the words that were on the tip of her tongue. "Okay, everyone, be quiet. Now for the roll call," Professor Li Jun said as he stepped onto the podium and began to call the roll as usual. Zhang Xingyan, Roosevelt, Ji Ting. With each name called, someone stood up and responded. After the roll call was complete and no one was absent, Li Jun nodded in satisfaction. "Okay, everyone did a good job today," Li Jun said, his face beaming. "This class we're going to study the causes and triggers of the Fifth Interstellar War. This is a major turning point for our Federation. I hope everyone will pay attention." Lin Miaomiao couldn't help but frown. Professor Li Jun mentioned so many major turning points for the Federation. Well, the Interstellar War should really be one of them. As she thought about it, Lin Miaomiao heard her name called again. "Lin Miaomiao, please tell me what triggered the Fourth Interstellar War," Li Jun asked. Lin Miaomiao, absent-minded, opened her mouth and said, "The alien beast star suffered a once-in-a-century natural disaster. Severe food shortages and a harsh living environment triggered a beast tide, causing significant damage to our Federation's border planet. The Empire took advantage of this and launched the Interstellar War." As Lin Miaomiao finished her words, she noticed a sudden, eerie silence in the classroom, followed by bursts of snickering. She was perplexed. Could her answer be wrong? This was the trigger she'd memorized during her prep last night. "I'm asking about the trigger of the Fourth Interstellar War. Were you paying attention?" Professor Li Jun was furious. The consequences were severe. After class, copy the chapter on the Fourth Interstellar War 100 times. Lin Miaomiao was instantly embarrassed. Regardless of the past or present, teachers' punishments had always been copying textbooks. Even the goddess is being punished to copy textbooks. "How satisfying," a student in the front row whispered. "I always feel like her expressionless face hides a deep sense of helplessness," another classmate thought. "It's an honor to entertain you," Lin Miaomiao thought with a sullen expression. "But, I'm punished to copy it 100 times. Is there any way to cheat?" Chapter 47, Bad Luck. The bell rang, and the old lady who had been talking incessantly at the podium suddenly stopped, packed up her lesson plan, said "Get out of class dismissed," and left. This surprised Lin Miaomiao a little, as Li Jun was a well-known king of staying after class both inside and outside the school. But it was a good thing, as it saved her from having to listen to a few more minutes of lullaby. The next class was advanced mathematics, so there was no need to change classrooms. Lin Miaomiao took out a stack of white paper from her space button and started copying as punishment. "Are you going to start copying now? There's not enough break time," a curious voice suddenly appeared beside her. Lin Miaomiao turned her head and saw that someone had quietly sat down next to her. After thinking about it, she suddenly realized that it was her sister who was being punished in the same situation. "We will also be doing exercises in class later, so you can take the opportunity to copy the text," Lin Miaomiao replied with a blank face. "What if we get caught?" Liu Kaoyu asked worriedly. Lin Miaomiao, however, didn't seem to mind. "How could I be so unlucky? Old Lin rarely leaves the podium. Besides, he's easily influenced. Even if he does get caught, we can just say a few nice words to him." Liu Kaoyu was tempted. After class, she was busy with training, so she didn't have time for copying as punishment. But was it really okay to say such shameless things with a blank expression? The advanced math class was also boring. The instructor, Lin Jingtao, though only about 30 years old, was a true pedant, having achieved professorial status long ago. He believed in the tactic of flooding students with exercises. Besides explaining a few formulas in class, he would give students problems to solve on the spot. After Lin Jingtao finished his routine teaching of the day's formulas, he began his tactic again, with a dense array of exercises appearing on the big screen. Lin Miaomiao glanced up, then calmly lowered her head to continue copying. She was too busy to do exercises. Liu Cao, watching from the side, was filled with admiration. She thought she'd have to copy the text 100 times too. Although it wasn't the same chapter as Lin Miaomiao, the words were just as long, so she couldn't help but imitate him. This, admittedly, was the beginning of Liu Cao's tragedy. From that day on, she was forced onto Lin Miaomiao's bandwagon. Lin Jingtao hadn't originally planned to leave the podium, but seeing that Lin Miaomiao, who usually sat alone in the last row, had company today, he was relieved. Lin Jingtao and Lin Miaomiao were actually related, their fathers were cousins, so Lin Miaomiao should call him cousin. Lin Miaomiao was too aloof. She'd been in college for over a year and still hadn't made any friends. As her older brother, Lin Jingtao had been watching and worried. Finally seeing her make friends, how could he not approach her to get to know her? However, reality was harsh. As soon as he approached the two of them, he discovered they were not doing their homework, copying history texts in their advanced math class. It was simply unbearable. Bang! Lin Jingtao slammed his hands on the table. What are you two doing? Liu Cao jumped in shock and subconsciously turned to look at Lin Miaomiao, only to find that she was still expressionless, without a trace of panic. She immediately felt relieved. In fact, Lin Miaomiao's current thought was, what bad luck. I was actually caught. What should I do next? Play the victim or flatter the teacher? In a panic, Lin Miaomiao blurted out, I'm being punished by copying the textbook. Did you see? Lin Jingtao's face darkened instantly. He wanted to give someone a chance to explain, but someone didn't appreciate it and even provoked him. This matter couldn't be let go. He had to punish her severely. As soon as the words came out, Lin Miaomiao realized that something bad was going to happen, but she couldn't rewind the situation. She could only bitterly hope that the professor and cousin would be magnanimous and not make a fuss about her. Unfortunately, Lin Miaomiao's hopes were doomed to fail. Lin Jingtao had already issued his verdict. Since you enjoy copying books so much, then copy the math book 100 times too. Remember, copy the entire book. What? Lin Miaomiao and Liu Cao exclaimed in unison. Liu Cao was now filled with regret. This was clearly her own fault. Well, she'd admit defeat today. Perhaps she should continue to keep her distance from Lin Miaomiao? Liu Cao resigned herself to her fate, but Lin Miaomiao's bargaining skills were activated. Teacher Lin, copying 100 times is too much, isn't it? How about just copying once? This isn't a purchase, you can't bargain, Lin Jingtao sneered. That's an inappropriate analogy. Who haggles when buying something these days? They'll be called a bumpkin, Lin Miaomiao said. No way. Bargaining is normal when buying things, unless the store employees are really uncultured. In that case, complain to them, Lin Jingtao suggested indignantly. That's not a good idea, Lin Miaomiao hesitated. It's hard to find a job these days. Complaining over such a trivial matter is too harsh. Lin Jingtao glared at Lin Miaomiao with a look of disapproval. How can you be so soft-hearted? Liu Cao was about to burst into tears. Hey, you've strayed off topic. Aren't we discussing how many times to copy as punishment? Fortunately, Lin Jingtao noticed something was wrong and immediately turned stern. Lin Miaomiao, don't think you can get away with copying just by changing the subject. Lin Miaomiao couldn't maintain her composure anymore and pressed on calmly. Teacher Lin, are you sure you won't change your mind? Of course, Lin Jingtao rubbed his smooth chin triumphantly. This time, he had truly made up his mind. As Lin Miaomiao's cousin, and over a decade older, he should have taken care of her. But Lin Jingtao had been taking care of her for the past year, leaving her resentful. No friends? It was because he hadn't properly taught her social skills. All training all day? It was because he hadn't taught her a balance between work and rest. In short, no matter what problems Lin Miaomiao encountered at school, it was all Lin Jingtao's fault. Having finally caught his sister's fault, Lin Jingtao was determined to vent his anger. Feeling elated, Lin Jingtao was about to turn around and head back to the podium when he realized his shirt had been tugged at by Lin Miaomiao. Teacher Lin, we know we were wrong and we'll definitely change. Let's just forget about this time. Lin Miaomiao regained her composure. Having been pulled down, Lin Jingtao was about to say it was impossible when he heard his cousin's hushed voice threaten, if you really go too far, I'll call my uncle and tell him you're retaliating against me for what happened last time. Knowing that Lin Jingtao wasn't willing to change his mind, Lin Miaomiao didn't bother to haggle anymore and went all out. Last time, she was seriously injured in a plot at school, and the Lin family believed that Lin Jingtao had failed in his duty of protection. Lin Jingtao's father, Lin Yushin, summoned his son back and gave him a severe lecture. Lin Jingtao's face was wooden. I have a legitimate reason this time. Father won't listen to your one-sided story. Chapter 48. Blame yourself for being born a man. After all, they were father and son, and the argument was well-founded, so he should definitely be on his side, Lin Jingtao firmly believed, displaying a powerful and unyielding stance. Lin Miaomiao didn't argue. We'll know when the time comes, who uncle believes. If Lin Miaomiao had been more aggressive, Lin Jingtao might have felt more reassured, but seeing that she wasn't going to put up a fight, he started to feel uneasy. Lin Miaomiao had been quite cute and adorable as a child, but since when had she become arrogant and aloof, unwilling to suffer any loss? At a young age, she knew she had to find someone to blame for her misdeeds, and even Lin Jingtao, who was over a decade older than her, couldn't escape her clutches. Lin Miaomiao's methods of shifting blame weren't particularly sophisticated, but the fundamental reason she managed to do so was the partiality of the Lin family elders. You just rely on them to pamper you. Lin Jingtao gritted his teeth. Lin Miaomiao stared at his grief-stricken face and said with a sullen expression, you can only blame yourself for being born a boy. This made Lin Jingtao feel dissatisfied, but he couldn't refute it. It was true that in the Lin family, daughters had a higher status than boys, much higher. In the words of the Lin elders, it was because the men in the Lin family were destined to lack daughters. Since Grandpa Lin's generation, the Lin family had hoped to have daughters, but none of Grandpa Lin's 5 brothers had ever given birth to a daughter. By the time of his grandchildren, they had finally produced a precious child, Lin Miaomiao. Taking a deep breath, Lin Jingtao suddenly felt a little bored. Killing 800 enemies only to lose 1,000 of his own, such a deal was not worth it. If he wanted to punish his sister, he should find another way. However, the punishment was spoken and it couldn't be undone. Lin Jingtao said, forget it, just copy it once and I'll give it to you in the next class. That's great, said Liu Gaoyer, who was quietly watching from the sidelines, with great surprise. Lin Miaomiao was very proud of his victory, but he still had a serious expression. I told you not to worry, Lin Jingtao, this little bastard, she must not get away with it too easily. Lin Jingtao, who was full of resentment, suddenly remembered something, and an idea flashed in his mind. Miaomiao, I heard that the twins have been living with you recently. Yes, Lin Miaomiao answered calmly, but he had a bad feeling in his heart. Oh, I remember that the villa you live in is quite big. There should be empty rooms. I should also take a place. As an older brother, I have the obligation to supervise my younger siblings' studies, Lin Jingtao said solemnly. I'll have to trouble Miaomiao for 3 meals a day. Lin Miaomiao was very sad. She was obviously going to be a top mecha engineer. Why did they treat her as a free cook? Cooking is a skill that can make money. Why is she almost losing money? Unable to give in any longer, Lin Miaomiao decided to refuse. It's okay for you to live here, but as a brother, how dare you let your sister support you? Don't worry, I will give you the food allowance, Lin Jingtao said and left, not giving him another chance to refuse. Bad guy, Lin Miaomiao stared at his back fiercely. If he didn't give enough, he would be fed with radishes and vegetables every day. Lin Jingtao began to explain the exercises. Lin Miaomiao gritted his teeth for a while and continued to copy the textbook. You still dare to copy? Liu Gaoyer poked the Interstellar history textbook in surprise. I've been punished, what's there to be afraid of? Lin Miaomiao said without raising her head. That's right, Liu Gaoyer nodded in agreement, but why do you call the teacher brother? Are you relatives? Why haven't I heard you say that? Don't you know that our surname is Lin? Lin Miaomiao frowned. Why did he need to say such an obvious thing? Liu Gaoyer was speechless. There are so many people with the last name Lin. Could they all be your relatives? Stupid. Lin Miaomiao glared at Liu Gaoyer with disdain. Don't you know Lin Jingtao is also from the Lin family? School teachers generally didn't deliberately hide their backgrounds from students. Anyone with a keen eye could find out. It seemed they didn't know. Liu Gaoyer choked. Lin Jingtao's teaching style wasn't popular, so no one paid much attention. Liu Gaoyer said nothing more and followed suit, copying her textbook. This time, She chose math. The class passed in a flurry of activity. Lin Miaomiao gathered her textbooks and tossed them into her space button. She said to Liu Gadier, "See you next class." Why wouldn't he change his expression? His face remained stern. Liu Gadier internally grumbled, but she still responded, "Okay, bye." After saying goodbye, Lin Miaomiao walked out happily. Although she'd been unlucky enough to be punished today, she'd gained a friend, a good result. After leaving the teaching building, Lolly was already standing outside the door, with a pink flying car parked next to her, attracting many strange looks. The girls in the mecha department are known for their toughness, and it is really rare to see someone using a car like this. Lin Miaomiao suddenly thought that walking home was not a bad idea. She could also exercise her body, or just change to a flying car. Lolly came over and said cutely, "Miss Miaomiao, I'm here to pick you up." The onlookers looked at Lin Miaomiao, their eyes full of surprise. "It's your flying car." Even though Lin Miaomiao was thick-skinned, she couldn't keep her expressionless face, and a layer of red instantly occupied her cheeks. Lin Miaomiao practically fled for the car, then feigned composure as she instructed the young woman who had followed, "Go home." As soon as she returned to the villa, she video-called Lin Yuquan. After the call was connected, Lin Miaomiao asked directly, "Did Dad pick out the car himself?" Lin Yuhei thought about it, and seeing that it was indeed the model he had specified, he nodded. "Yes, how is it? Is it comfortable?" The car his precious daughter wanted had to be comfortable, with top-notch performance and safety. However, Lin Miaomiao was still a student, so she couldn't afford a flashy one. So, Lin Yuhei chose a girl's model. "It's quite comfortable," Lin Miaomiao couldn't deny. "But it's too flashy." "No way," Lin Yuhei said, a little skeptical. "I specifically asked Kai to pick one from the girls' range to avoid something too expensive and eye-catching. It was Kai who chose it, and Lin Miaomiao made a mental note. "The pink car really stands out against me," Lin Miaomiao remarked, her face expressionless. Lin Yuhei looked at his daughter's face, feeling a pang of sympathy. It was indeed a mismatch. "I'll have Kai send over another one," Lin Yuhei said, making a snap decision with a wave of his hand. "As for the pink car, I'll leave it to you to play with. It's so cool to have your own car manufacturing factory," Lin Miaomiao thought, but she emphasized, "The exterior must be low-key. Black or white will do, just a plain shell will do." "No problem," Lin Yuhei agreed. It was all a small matter. Their goal had been achieved, and Lin Miaomiao was content. "That's it, I'm hanging up." "What? Hanging up already? Did it even bother to say hello to my dear dad?" Lin Yuhei was dumbfounded. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 49 Review. In a blink of an eye, it was the day for Lin Miaomiao to go to the hospital for a follow-up check. Because the doctor said at the last checkup that the recovery is going well and you may be able to recover early, the Lin family attached great importance to this checkup and specially sent Uncle Lin, who was free, to accompany him for the checkup. "Uncle Lin, actually, I'm not free at all. Haven't you seen me busy with training every day?" After entering the attending physician's office, Lin Miaomiao greeted K Yan with a blank face. "Good morning, Dr. K." K Yan nodded. "Good morning." The next step was a routine checkup. Lin Miaomiao had already had several experiences, so she skillfully put a large suction cup on the detector to her forehead. "How is it? Have you recovered?" Lin Yuquan was eager to know the result. Kayer rolled his eyes at him. "Young man, be patient." Lin Yuquan touched his nose awkwardly and silently stepped aside. Studying the test results for a long time, Kaye frowned and muttered, "Strange, how could this happen?" The results were already in, and Lin Miaomiao removed the suction cup. "Dr. K, what's wrong? Come and take a look." Kaye handed the test sheet to Lin Miaomiao. "The results show that your spiritual realm has healed, but your spiritual power is only 196 points, not yet recovered to D+ level." Lin Miaomiao was stunned. Did this mean that her spiritual power level had decreased? Impossible. When I entered sophomore year, Miaomiao's test result was still 432 points. If my spiritual realm has healed, how could my spiritual power drop so much? Lin Yuquan couldn't believe the result. "I don't believe it either, but this is the test result," Kaye said helplessly. Lin Yuquan was about to say something, but Lin Miaomiao stopped him. Lin Miaomiao calmly asked, "Do you know the reason for the downgrade?" Kaya thought for a moment and said, "Perhaps the damage was too severe, and your mental realm is very fragile. But I suggest you get a full-body checkup to see if there are any hidden dangers. A level drop wouldn't matter, as long as the potential was still there. Diligent practice would eventually lead to new levels." The only real worry was that the potential had been destroyed, and future progress would be limited to this level. The hospital had no precedent for such a thing. Patients whose mental realms were damaged either never recovered or recovered after a few months of recuperation without a drop in mental strength. So Kaya wasn't sure if Lin Miaomiao had any after effects. "What are you waiting for? Hurry and give my niece a full-body checkup," Lin Yuquan shouted anxiously. "My brother's still waiting for news." Kaya's face darkened as he began entering the patient's information and diagnostic recommendations into the computer. He muttered, "This is a hospital. Could you please be quiet?" Since the patient hadn't been sentenced to death, she wasn't panicking. Instead, her uncle was frantic, making Kaya's eyes hurt. Lin Miaomiao wasn't panicking. She was pondering a serious question: if her mental potential was destroyed, would she no longer have to study so hard to make up for it? She was truly exhausted. Well, Lin Miaomiao thought that was a rather pathetic thought, but she couldn't blame her. The original owner had studied for so many years, and for an ancient person like her to complete it in such a short time was too much. With a sad sigh, Lin Miaomiao finally asked, "Dr. K, when can we get a full-body checkup?" There was only one mental power detector, so it was obvious that the full-body checkup would have to be conducted elsewhere. Before Kaya could answer, Lin Yuquan, hearing the sigh, reached out and hugged his niece. "Miaomiao, don't be sad, you'll be fine, let me go," Lin Miaomiao said sullenly, her head buried in Lin Yuquan's chest. How could her voice not be muffled? However, Lin Yuquan didn't realize this. He just felt that his niece must be in a bad mood and couldn't wait to get a full-body checkup, so he yelled at Kaya, "What are you dawdling about? It's going to be dark soon." Kaya silently turned her head to look out the window, where a red sun was still rising. "Okay," Kaya, who had finished the paperwork, rolled her eyes at Lin Yuquan. "You go and pay the bill first." "What? You can't pay after the checkup?" Lin Yuquan was dissatisfied. "Can't you see my niece is sad? I have to accompany her." "No, the hospital stipulates that the bill must be paid first." Kaya refused to agree. After finally breaking free from the bear hug, Lin Miaomiao said expressionlessly, "Uncle, go pay the bill. I don't need you to accompany me. The results will be the same with or without you." Lin Yuquan burst into tears. "What can I do if my niece dislikes me?" No matter how Lin Yuquan protested, he was eventually sent to pay the bill. Kaya suddenly felt better and said to Lin Miaomiao, Let's go get checked first. Don't we have to pay the bill before getting checked?" Lin Miaomiao was surprised. Her uncle was probably still in the elevator going downstairs. "You lied to him," Kaya said, not hiding her dislike for Lin Yuquan. "Your uncle is too noisy." Lin Miaomiao, "Okay, you're the doctor, you have the final say." So Lin Miaomiao abandoned her uncle and followed Kaya. A full-body examination required a very advanced instrument. Of course, Lin Miaomiao had no idea what it looked like. She followed Kaya into the elevator, heading to the top floor. Our hospital's full-body scanner is arguably the most advanced instrument available. Only a handful have been manufactured in the entire Federation. The director, worried about potential criminals coveting it, has placed it on the top floor, where it's most secure, Kaya explained. Could someone dare covet it? Lin Miaomiao was surprised. Such a conspicuous device would be difficult to hide even if stolen, let alone hidden in a space button. Valuable instruments typically have internal tracking signals, allowing anyone to pinpoint their location as soon as they're turned on. Of course, Kaya's response surprised Lin Miaomiao. Large-scale pirate groups have their own technicians. If they could successfully obtain the device, power it on an abandoned planet, and then locate and delete the tracking signal, we'd be completely helpless. Lin Miaomiao suddenly understood. No wonder large-scale pirate groups are so difficult to eliminate. They have no shortage of skilled personnel. Kaya's explanation only intensified her curiosity about a full-body scanner. How powerful must a device even pirates would want to steal? Filled with curiosity, the two of them arrived at the top floor of the hospital. As soon as they stepped out of the elevator, Lin Miaomiao saw two robot guards standing guard at the entrance. Robot guard number 1 said, "Please show your ID and the patient's identity information." "I'm surprised I have to check my ID just for a full body check," Lin Miaomiao said, adding that she had learned something new. As soon as he finished speaking, robot guard number 2's arm instantly transformed into a laser gun, pointing the muzzle at Lin Miaomiao and Kaya respectively, with a warning light above his HUD flashing. "Please show your ID, or leave this area immediately." Lin Miaomiao was embarrassed. She had only casually complained, but she was actually warned. Chapter 50: The Terrifying Detector. In the end, it was Kaya who showed her medical certificate, and the two of them provided their identification information before the problem was solved. After confirming their identities, robot guard number 2 put away the laser gun and retreated to the side with number 1, making way for the entrance to the passage. Lin Miaomiao breathed a sigh of relief. She didn't want to lose her life because of a word. It was time to check next. Just as she finished thinking, Lin Miaomiao realized that she was wrong. They had reached the end of the passage, where there was a huge metal door. Kaya walked to the door and verified the fingerprints and pupils. The metal door opened, and 2 doctors in white coats sat inside. "It's finally over," Lin Miaomiao thought, and then she realized that she was wrong again, because the 2 doctors showed the blood collection needles. "Please cooperate with us to draw blood for genetic comparison," said the older doctor. "Every time we have to draw blood for comparison, you drain it all." "Cheng Hengzi, why can't you be flexible?" Kaya complained, rolling up his sleeves. "That's why I hate coming here," Lin Miaomiao understood. No wonder Dr. K was so hesitant about wanting a full-body exam. He probably didn't want to be bothered. But the security here was incredibly tight, and it was a shame the space pirates could only envy him for not being able to get their hands on the equipment. "I'm an honest man. I absolutely won't cut corners," Cheng Hengzi replied seriously. "Okay," Kaya said, just complaining out of habit. If it weren't for Cheng Hengzi's temperament, why would the dean have given him this position? Still, Kaya looked at the other young doctor with sympathy. "Thanks for your hard work, Xiao Yan, working with such a state doctor." "Dr. K, you're joking," Yan Mu smiled. "I've learned a lot from working with Dr. Cheng. It doesn't feel hard at all," Kaya shrugged helplessly. Since the other doctor was so happy with the job, he didn't want to be a pushover. After Lin Miaomiao finished drawing blood, Kaya urged Cheng Hengzi, "Alright, hurry up and check. I don't want to stay here any longer. You can choose to go down first," Cheng Hengzi sneered, "or just shut up." Kaya blinked and chose to keep quiet. He still wanted to know the test results. If he didn't stay here, that bastard Cheng Hengzi would definitely get past him and snatch the patient away. With the troublemaker's gun, Cheng Hengzi finally got to the point. He led Lin Miaomiao into the inner room where the equipment was stored. The first thing they saw was a large cube-shaped machine, painted a soft light blue. It was about 5 meters long, wide, and high. A row of red buttons on the front was all that was visible. Lin Miaomiao was a little disappointed that the top-notch medical equipment that even space pirates wanted didn't look that special. Cheng Hengzi walked forward and pressed the first button. A 2-square-meter display screen appeared on the front of the machine, and a rectangular metal cabin was silently pushed out from the bottom. The cabin was about 3 meters long, and about 1 meter wide and high. "Lie down in it," Cheng Hengzi said. Lin Miaomiao hesitated. Why did this instrument look so disgusting? It reminded her of the incinerator in the crematorium she had heard of in her previous life. People were put in, and then the box was pushed in. When they came out, they turned into ashes. Lin Miaomiao's thoughts wandered too far and she couldn't bring them back for a while. Cheng Hengzi was getting impatient. It was okay for the patient to look paralyzed, but why was his reaction so slow? "Hurry in," Cheng Hengzi urged unhappily. "Do you still want to be checked?" Lin Miaomiao wanted to say no, but she was afraid she had some underlying health problem, so she reluctantly said, "Yes, doctors these days are truly untouchable." Lin Miaomiao sighed, feeling a touch of melancholy as she crawled into the metal chamber and laid down. Her mind was still racing. Would she be reduced to ashes when she emerged in a few minutes? The chamber retreated back into the machine. In the darkness, Lin Miaomiao felt her hands and feet restrained, and a large suction cup appeared on her forehead. She felt drowsy, and though she tried to wake herself up, she couldn't help but fall asleep. It turned out that Lin Miaomiao was suffering from paranoia, because when she woke up, she found herself outside the examination machine, lying on a soft, familiar bed. She got out of bed and found herself in comfortable pajamas. She glanced around the room and realized she had returned to the villa near the school. After changing into home clothes, Lin Miaomiao prepared to go downstairs. It should be her uncle who sent her back. She had to ask him what happened. She was just in the hospital for a checkup, so how did he go back to the villa in the blink of an eye? And how is her body? Don't leave any hidden dangers. Lin Miaomiao has no intention of returning to her old job of selling boxed lunches. When she went downstairs, Lin Miaomiao saw Lin Yuquan lying on the sofa playing video games. When he saw Lin Miaomiao coming down, he said, "Hey, the little cook is awake. Hurry up and cook, I'm hungry." Lin Miaomiao frowned. Who gave her that nickname? It's better not to let her know, otherwise he will be beaten to death. Judging from Lin Yuquan's performance, there should be nothing wrong with her body, otherwise she wouldn't be lying here lazily thinking about eating. Lin Miaomiao breathed a sigh of relief. But the question still needed to be asked, so Lin Miaomiao ignored Lin Yuquan's request. "Uncle, you haven't told me the test results yet. I'm not going to die," Lin Yuquan replied casually, urging Lin Miaomiao to go cook. "Cook first, it's already 12 o'clock, Lin Miaomiao was shocked. It was clearly not even 10 o'clock when she had the full body examination, but she had been unconscious for almost 2 hours. "I don't have the mood to cook without knowing the results," Lin Miaomiao said unhappily. "You little bitch, you're so bold. You even threatened your elders." Lin Yuquan jumped up from the sofa, rubbing his fists to teach his niece a lesson. "Today I'll let you see what the authority of an elder is. I almost forgot. Grandpa told me to call him after the checkup," Lin Miaomiao said calmly. "I don't know what the result will be." Lin Yuquan instantly transformed into a gentle elder. "Miaomiao, don't worry. Dr. K said you're healed and can resume normal training and study. There's just one thing. You may have accidentally used your mental power after the injury, causing your level to drop. Fortunately, there are no hidden dangers. Why didn't you say it earlier?" Lin Miaomiao rolled her eyes at him and drifted towards the kitchen. "Since the result was good, let's celebrate. There are many people eating at home, so why not have hot pot? It's just that it's not easy to pack up hot pot and can't be delivered to Yihongwen. Do I have to make it for him separately? Otherwise, why not just have him come over to eat, since it's close anyway? As for whether Yihongwen is willing to move here," Lin Miaomiao said, "if he doesn't want to, then go to the cafeteria. Anyway, she is a cook for free, so she's not afraid of having her salary deducted." End of this chapter. Thank you so much for reading until the end. Don't forget to give it a like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription or donation encourages us to continue. Thank you all. See you in the next video.